Sure. Hey, I gotta go home. Yeah. Yep. Okay. See you. All set to go here this afternoon with this afternoon's action. The Trojans travel to Halifax. And so it'll be the Trojans have won the toss, and they will receive. Halifax will be kicking off to the Trojans. Back deep for the Trojans to receive this afternoon will be Cooper, I believe. The deep back is 20. Grimm and Altland, Jack Altland. Okay, so we'll be set for the opening kickoff here. Oh, hey, let's get this over here. Side here, Grimby's third line. First and 10 from the 34. Go over here this side, switch the sides. Okay, Joey Wingert is the deep, one of the setbacks. And the pitch is back to Ronnie Barge, and he's going to throw, and he's got a man open. It's Altland. He's got the ball at the 40, the 35. He's going to go all the way. I don't see any flags. There's Altland. Well, maybe he's not going all the way. He stumbles at the one and goes in for a touchdown. The very first play from the line of scrimmage goes complete from Ronnie Barge to Jack Altland. He took the ball at about the Halifax 42-yard line, or 38-yard line, whatever, and ran it all the way in for a touchdown. So the Trojans get on the board early. At the 22nd mark of the football game, they go up 6-0. Pitch back was back to Ron Barge, who threw nicely to Jack Altland for the TD. We'll see how the extra point goes. I think if he kicks, it'll be the first one all year. Snap is good, the kick is up, and the kick looks good. All right. Ronnie Barge with his first extra point of the 1984 season, and the Trojans lead with just 20 seconds going in the ball game, 20-0. We'll be back with the Upper Dauphin kickoff in just a second. Okay, Ronnie Barge getting set to kick off for the Trojans following their first touchdown. Barge gets a good kick down to about the 17-yard line, where it's picked up by 41, and he runs it all the way back to about the 33. Noblet, that is, and brings it back to the 30. Well, they're going to spot it right in the 35-yard line, and it'll be first and 10 for the Wildcats on their own 35. In the backfield, defensively for the Trojans, is Joey Cooper here on the near side. And Sean Hunter is the deep back to pass. He goes. He's being rushed. Overthrown. Oh! Sean Hunter unable to pick that pass off, as looked like Sean had a great chance for it, but just did not go for the ball. And so it goes incomplete on their first attempt. It'll be second and 10. Ball on the 35. Let's stay back a little, and then you won't have to worry about it. Okay. Second and 10 on 35. Handoff is to 41 Noblet. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that is all. He's wrapped up there by Joe Wingert. And number 80 for the Trojans. It's third down and 10. No gain on that play. Trojans have Brad Smith at their right defensive spot. Joey Wingert has a tackle in there, along with Dunley and Chris Wolf on the other tackle spot, or whatever, end spot. Okay, back to pass he goes again. Thrown over the middle, incomplete. Pass intended for number 29, Matt Miller. Falls incomplete, and it'll be fourth down. And so the Trojans have held here in their very first defensive series. They forced the Wildcats to punt, and back deep to receive the punt will be Jack Altland. And okay, Cooper has the ball at the 35 and returns it to just about midfield to about the 49-yard line. So it'll be first and 10 for the Trojans in excellent field position at their own 49. First and 10.
Just have to go bring down that way and see who's going to catch it, and then sort it in on him, you know.
Okay, 1st and 10, Sean Hunter is the quarterback. Joey Wingert and Barge in the backfield. Looking to pass, it's overthrown and into the hands. Wow. Passed right into the hands and through the hands of the defender on that side, number 10 for Halifax. The pass, I think, was intended for Chris Wolf, but ball's incomplete, just about picked off. This time we have Bingaman flanked out wide on the near side of the field for the Trojans. And the slot is Denny Grimm. Handoff, no. Keeper back to Joey Wingert, who spins away from one tackler right at the 50-yard line, goes into Halifax territory at about the 46-yard line. Maybe the 47 are going to spot it. So it'll be a gain of about 4. So it'll be 3rd and a long 6. There's the ball now in Halifax territory at the 47-yard line. This time we have J.C. Mateer flanked out wide on the near side. Back to pass and looking for Mateer and overthrowing Mateer is Hunter. But Jack had some good coverage there. It was intended for Jack down to the 35-yard line. However, it was overthrown. And so it'll go 4th and 6 from the 47. And the Trojans will be forced to punt. Joey Cooper, the punter, comes into the ball game for the Trojans. And he will be punting from about his own 42-yard line. Single man back deep is Noblet for the Halifax. And here's a good punt, bounding around and taken right at about the 7-yard line. He's at the 10, the 15, and goes out of bounds somewhere near the 17, 18-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Halifax on their own 17, I guess, 18-yard line. Well, yeah, about the 18. 1st and 10 on the 18.
18-yard line.
Nine minutes, 54 seconds remaining here in the first period, and the Trojans up 7-0. Second offensive series for Halifax. Didn't get anything in the first try, and this time Noblet gets the handoff, and he's got about 3 as he crosses the 20 to about the 21-yard line. Gain of maybe 3. Be 2nd and 7.
He called that 2nd and 6. The yard number. I called it 2nd and 6. He called 2nd and 7.
Okay, 2nd down and about 7. This time their big end, Stephan, who is being covered by Joey Cooper this afternoon, flanks out wide on the near side. And back to pass goes number 14, and he's looking all the way for Stephan, and he's got Stephan incomplete. As Stephan had Cooper and Hunter beat, but he drops the ball at about the Trojan 38-yard line. Quarterback really aired one out to Stephan. He was looking for him all the way and had him, but Stephan was unable to bring the pass in. Good defensive move there, perhaps, by Joey Cooper. At any rate, be 3rd down and 7. Ball still on the 21-yard line of Halifax. Stephan again is flanked out wide on the near side. And the pitch this time is to Noblet. He's got some running room as he gets to the 25 and then fumbles, and the Trojans have recovered the football. It looks like it is. Sean Hunter picks it up at the Trojan 29-yard line, just short of the 30. It'll be 1st and 10 as Hunter was there and fell on that ball as soon as the hit was made. And so it's Trojan 1st down, 1st and 10 on the 29 of Halifax. 9:06 remaining in the first period. Clock is now running, and the Trojans with a 7-0 lead. Chris Wolf becomes the tight end on the near side, the right side this time, and flanked out wide on the far side is Kenny Bingaman. Barge and Wingert are the set backs. Hand it's to Barge, and he's got himself about 2 as he gets down to about the 17, or rather the 27-yard line.
83, Ken.
Up the middle that time, running behind Joey Wingert, goes Ronnie Barge, gets himself about 2. So it'll be 2nd and 8. As the ball spotted on the 28-yard line. This time in the Backfield for the Trojans. The deep back is Ron Barge, and near back is Winger. In motion goes Mara to the right side, and Ronnie Barge gets the call and gets down to about the 26. Might have gotten one or two out of that as the Halifax defense tightening up here now. Gain of about 1, make it 3rd and a long 7.
Brings up a 3rd down and 8.
It's probably closer to that.
Probably 3rd and 8 as they spot the ball about the 26-yard line. This time Rob Mara is flanked out wide on the near side. Tight end on this side is Chris Wolf, and flanked on the other side is Jack Mateer. Okay, looking over the middle, it's complete to Chris Wolf, and he's got the ball down inside the 10 to about the 9. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Hunter on a quick hitter right over the middle to Chris Wolf, who got the ball at about the 15 and ran it down to about the 9. It'll be 1st and goal on the 9.
9-yard line.
Good pass and good reception by Chris. Nobody near him. J.C. Mateer flanks out wide on this side. Mara's in the slot back. Wingert and Barge are the setback. Looking to pass is Hunter. He's got a man open. It's Mara who goes in for the touchdown. 12 points. No flags on the play. So, folks, we got a 13. Rather, make it 13-0. 7:21 remaining here in the first period. The Trojans now take a 13-0 lead on a nice pass out here to Rob Mara, who took the ball at about the 6 and ran it the rest of the way in. Good pass from Sean Hunter. Ronnie Barge will attempt his 2nd extra point of the game. Ron was finally successful with his first one earlier. Good snap, good set, good kick, good point. Okay. Trojan 14, Halifax nothing. 7:21 remaining here in the first period. We'll be back with the Trojan kickoff in just 1 second. Okay, Ronnie Barge with the kickoff. This time it spirals on down to the 19, the 20, the 25, 30. Noblet's got a head of steam, and I think he is really moving as he is finally brought down over the 40-yard line of the Trojans, inside the 40 at the 37-yard line. So quite a run back by Noblet that time as he took the ball at about his own 19 and ran it all the way back to the upper Dolphins 38-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. An excellent field position here for Halifax this time. They send Steffen out wide on the right side. Quite a run back by Noblet that time. And back to pass goes the quarterback, hands it off to Noblet. He's got himself about 2, maybe 1 as he gets down here the 36-yard line.
33,
Jim Feldy made the stop that time.
2nd down, 8.
Okay, it'll be 2nd down and 8 as Noblet was able to pick up 2 that time on the run. Following his fine run back, he got the call right away and got himself about another pair of yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8, ball on about the 36-yard line of the Trojans. Steffen is flanked out wide this side. Joey Cooper staring him in the eye. The pitch is coming out to Noblet this side, and we had a defender there, and Joe Wingert finally grabs him. Brad Smith almost made the stop in the backfield, but spun away from Brad and went ahead to Joey Wingert's arms, who brought him down as he crossed the 35 to about the 34. It'll be 3rd down and 5. The ball now spotted at the 34-yard line. 6:07 remaining here in the first period. Trojans up 14-0 on Halifax. And they split Steffen out wide on the near side again. Noblet to deep set back in the backfield, and back to pass goes Paul. Throws complete on a great catch to Steffen. Now he had Trojan defenders hanging all over him, and Steffen brought that ball in. That was an excellent catch. It's a 1st down. Dunny Nestor finally made the stop on him, but it goes for a 1st down inside the 25 at the 24-yard line of the Trojans. First completion for Steffen this afternoon, and it was a tough one. Trojans were all over him, and he made an excellent reception on that play. 1st and 10. Keeper this time. Now finally pitched back to Noblet. He's in trouble as Chris Wolf misses him in the backfield, and he picks up about 3. So what could have been a really loss for Halifax, this young Noblet, who is an excellent runner, gets himself about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. Made a good move that time, Cup. Yep, an excellent move to get away from Chris Wolf, who was pursuing him in the backfield, and Chris almost got him for a loss, but he was able to spin away. pick up about 4, 2nd and 6. Ball now on the 25 or the 20-yard line. Make that 2nd and 6. Steffens flanked out wide on the near side. Denny Grimm up close to defend against him, and back to pass goes the quarterback. He throws over the middle, incomplete. Pass intended for number 29, Matt Miller, and it was slightly overthrown, and so it becomes a 3rd down and 6 situation. Checking into the ball game now for the Trojans is Sean Hunter, and out goes Jack Mateer in his defensive back position. Now, but number 32 is their big setbacks in the backfield, and Paul goes back to pass. He's looking along the right side. He's being pursued. He throws it over the middle, incomplete in the end zone. Rodney Paul running around back there trying to find somebody. Finally had 85 loose in the end zone, but there were 2 good defenders back there in both Hunter and Barge. Back defending in the end zone. The ball fell incomplete. It's 4th down now. So big play here coming up for Halifax as 4:35 remains here in the first period, and Halifax is going to call a timeout. Be right back after Halifax's timeout. Okay, set to go following the timeout by Halifax. It's a 4th down and 6 situation. Ball on the Trojan 20. Steffen flanked out wide on the near side of the field, and back to pass, and looking for Steffen is Paul. He throws a complete to Denny Grimm, and Denny Grimm, if he can motor, he's got 14. Number 14 come over to beat, and number 14 finally makes the tackle. That's Paul, and Denny Grimm runs it back to the Trojan 34-yard, to the Halifax 34-yard line, where Paul finally, the quarterback, finally made the stop on him. And Denny's little legs were pumping. He was going all the way. He only had Paul to beat. Paul wrapped him up. So it's 1st and 10 for the Trojans now on the Halifax 34-yard line. 4:15 remaining in the first period. Trojans up 14-0. Bingaman flanked out wide on the near side. In the slot is Mara. Mara goes in motion now on the far side of the field, and the handoff is to Wingard, who gets himself about 5 as he goes across the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Good effort by big Joe Wingard. Picks himself 5. He's 2nd and 5.
2nd down and 5.
As he is now inside the 30 to the 29-yard line of Halifax. Jack Mateer is going to flank himself out wide on the far side of the field. Robbie Mara flanked out wide on the near side of the field. And the handoff is to Joe Wingard, who gets himself maybe 1 or 2 now as tried to go over the left side of the Trojan line and got himself maybe 2. Be 3rd down and 3. Stop made that time in there by Halifax interior lineman. Bingaman's going to flank out wide on the near side, and Rob Mara goes as the flanker on the far side. Wingard and Barge are the setbacks. Chris Wolf, the tight end, on the right side. This time it's a keeper to Sean Hunter, and he does not get the 1st down. He'll be short by about 3 yards. It'll be, or not 3 yards. Wait a minute here. Hold it. Maybe he does get the 1st down. He does. Looked at the wrong line marker. At any rate, Sean does carry the ball. Gains about 4 or 5 on the play, so he made the 1st down by about 2 yards. So it's down to the 22-yard line. The 1st and 10 for the Trojans on their own 22-yard line. Mara, the flanker on the near side. Mateer, the flanker on the far side. Back to pass. It's complete to Ronnie Barge out there at the 15, or the 20. He dives inside the 20 to about the 19. Ramberger made the tackle for the Wildcats of Halifax, but not until he had picked up about 3, a long 3. I think it's 2nd and 7. The ball now at the 19. 2:10 remaining in the first period. Trojans up 14-0 and looking for some more here as they're inside the 20 at the 19-yard line of Halifax. Back to pass goes Sean Hunter again. He's looking for Chris Wolf, but throws over the middle complete to Rob Mara, who catches the ball at the 15 and is hit there almost immediately. It'll bring up a 3rd down and about 3. Some good protection that time for Sean Hunter as he was looking deep, I think, initially, probably for his wide receiver on his side, and then found Mara short. Hit him at about the 16, 17. He spun away and got down at the 15. So it'll be third down and about 3. Mateer flanked out wide on the right side. Handoff is to Ronnie Barge, and he has met as he crosses the 15 down to about the 14. It'll be short of about 1 yard. Be fourth, and we'll have to call a long one as the ball is spotted right at the 14-yard line. Be 4th and 1. Jack Mateer checks out of the ball game, and Kenny Bingaman checks in for the Trojans. He'll flank out wide on the near side. Chris Wolf is the tight end on the far side of the field. Rob Mara in the slot on his side. Wingert and Barge are the setbacks. Handoff is pitchback rather to Barge, and he tiptoes himself right into the end zone. Ronnie Barge making one heck of a move as he goes right around the right side or the left side of the Halifax defensive line, and a good pitch back to Ron. He just scampered in for about 14 yards out to the Trojans' third score of the first period. Comes with 44 seconds remaining here in the first period, and the Trojans now 20-0 leaders here. Season series versus Halifax shows the Trojans have 20 wins and 1 loss, the last coming in 79 rather. Ronnie Barge, third consecutive kick, and Ron must have been doing some work. You know what, Covey? He had to be doing some work on that extra point kick because he was unsuccessful, I believe, the whole rest of the year, and he's put 3 for 3 here this afternoon. So Ronnie Barge's extra point kicks makes it to Trojans 21, Halifax nothing. 44 seconds remaining in the first period. We'll be back with Ron's kickoff, his third of the first period here in just a second. Okay, set to go with Barge's kickoff again. This is going to be a short one this time. Goes down to about the 23-yard line where 31 picks it up and runs it back to the 40-yard line of the Wildcats. It'll be first and 10 for Halifax on their own 40-yard line. They've got a long way to go now as they're down 21-0 here with 38 seconds remaining in the first period. Trojans put one on them so far today. Hubbardhofen won last year. I think it was 22-14. This year, we've got 21 big ones back here in the first period. Clock is running now with 29 seconds left. Paul hands off to his big fullback, number 32, who rambles ahead for about 5 to the 45-yard line. Joey Wingert makes the stop, but not until he gained just about 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4. Second down, 4 yards to go for Halifax. They're on their own 46-yard line. Stephan flanks out wide on this side, then Denny Grimm is eyeballing him as the quarter ends. So at the end of the first period, the score is the Trojans 21 and Halifax nothing. We'll be right back with the second period. Set to go following the change of field position for the ball at the end of the first period. Stephan is flanked out wide on the far side of the field. This time now is going to work is Rodney Paul. He has to keeps the ball and pitches it back here to Noblet, and he is hit by Chris Wolf and thrown out of bounds at about the 49-yard line of the Trojans. It's a first down. Good for a first down. It's a gain about 11 that time. Did Noblet as he went around the right side. So Wolf makes the stop from his defensive end position. This 1st and 10 for Halifax in Trojan territory now at the 49. Cooper, Mateer, Nestor, Barge, some of the defensive ball players in there, along with Feldy. Handoff this time is to the big fullback 32, and he's got about 5 as Regal brings it down to the Trojan 45, maybe inside the 45. And they'll spot it just short of the 45. It'll be second out of about 6. Yeah. Okay. Second down, 6. Ball on the 44-yard line. Back to pass goes Paul, hands it off instead to Noblet, who's got himself about 2 as he gets down to about the 42. And it'll be 3rd down and about 3. Nestor coming up there from his defensive back position, made the stop on Noblet. It's going to be 3rd and 3. Ball on the 42. Stephan is going to flank out wide on the far side of the field. He's got Miller in the slot over on that side. And timeout is called by an official. For what purpose, I am not sure. Oh, equipment repair to one of the, looks like the center. No, it isn't. It's the right guard. Okay. Anyway, we're set to go. In motion goes Noblet on this side, and he's got no room at all as he gets back to about the 45 or the 40-yard line. Maybe gained 1. It'll be 4th and about 1.
So really spotted. It's going to be.
Oh my! What a spot!
Timeout for a measurement.
Oh God! Yeah, I can hear Coach Maskinnis calling from over the other side of the field for that spot, huh? Looked like he was hit right at the 45, never across the 45 or the 35-yard line, I should say, and or the 40. Okay, we'll get it. 40-yard line. Terrible spot. Either going to be 1st and 10 or 4th and inches. And it looks like it will be 4th and inches. As they're short by about half the length of the football. Oh, big 4th down play coming up here for Halifax, and a big 4th down play coming up for the Trojan defense now. Joey Wingert looks like he's ready to stop them. Oh, it's Wolf out there, and Nestor. Oh, now it'll be 4th and
the length of a football.
Yep, 4th and 10 inches. Okay, Noblet or the big fullback 32 would be my guess. Although they could fool everybody and go for a biggie here. 4th down and inches. Maybe Paul will try to sneak it. We'll see. Trojan defense, well, they look ready. In motion goes Noblet to this side. The big fullback gets a handoff and gets the 1st down as the Rigo goes all the way down to about the 37-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 for Halifax at the Trojan 37-yard line. 10 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in the first half. Trojans up 21-0. Tier checks out as Bingaman checks into the backfield for the Trojans. Cooper at the near side defensively on Stephan this time, who was flanked out in the near side. And Rodney Paul hands off to Noblet, who gets himself maybe 1 as he gets down close to the 35. Looks like it'll be 2nd down and a long 8. Well, just shy of the 35-yard line. Stephan again flanked on the near side. Miller is the slot back, or a wing, I suppose it is, on the near side. And back to pass goes Rodney Paul, and he is hit on a good tackle by Brad Smith. Good tackle. Brad Smith come in unimpeded from his right defensive position. No one touched him, and he came in and wrapped up Paul immediately for a loss of about 6. The ball goes back to the 42-yard line, 43-yard line, where it's 3rd down and about 14. Okay, fine play by Brad Smith. 3rd and 14. Passing situation. Back to pass goes Paul. He fakes once. He's looking for a receiver. Can't find anybody. Now shoots it over the middle, and it is complete. If they call it, no, they're going to rule it incomplete. Okay, had it been complete, Jack Matera would have picked up the fumble, but they call it incomplete. And the ball will now be punted away, we presume, by the Wildcats. Stephan was unable to handle that. 3 good defenders back there on that play. And Stephan, the punter, who of course does a lot for this football team, will punt to Jack Otland or Ben Cooper. And it's Cooper waving for a fair catch, and he makes the fair catch at about the 13-yard line. So Joe Cooper, will make the fair catch down at the 14, and the Trojans will go to work now, 1st and 10 on their own 14. Trojans with a 21-0 lead, 8 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in the first half. Trojans put 21 on the board in the first period. Have not scored yet this period, but this is their first offensive series, I believe, of this period, and see what they do. Mateer's flanked out wide on the near side, and Marek goes in motion on the far side. The pitch is back to Joe Wingert, who's got himself plenty of room as Joe is rambling all the way across the 25 to the 26. Gain of about 13 yards on the play will be a first down for the Trojans. As Joe drug several players with him. Joe running like he did last week against Juniata. Good spurt that time. Good effort by Joe. Okay, Mara comes out as a flanker on the near side, and Bingaman flanked out wide on the far side. Tight end in there is Wolf. Pitches back to Ronnie Barge. If he gets the block, he can turn the corner. He's got himself about 6 as he comes out over the 30. See where they spot this ball. Comes out over the 30 to about the 31. Picked up 6. Will be second down and
pickup of 6.
About 4. Ball's on the 32-yard line. Good block thrown that time by one of the Trojans. Chris Wolf might have been on this side and could have sprung run that time. Okay, handoff is to Barge this time. He's got maybe 1. Gets out to about the 33-yard line. Stephan made the stop on the play. Gain of 1 will make it 3rd and 3. Third down and 3 now for the Trojans at the 33. Bingaman flanked out wide on the far side of the screen. Everybody else in tight. Mara's in the slot on the right side. Back to pass goes Sean Hunter. Got protection, throws over the middle, complete to Robbie Mara at the 45. He's across the 47-yard line. First down and 10 for the Trojans, and I'm telling you, Sean Hunter is getting excellent pass protection back there, and he is really looking around and spotting his receivers just great today so far. Ball on the 47-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans on a march again. 7:30 remaining here in the first half. Trojans 21-0. Mateer flanked out wide on the far side. And a keeper here by Hunter. And Hunter's at the 45 and inside and finally tackled at the 40-yard line on the keeper that time. And Sean gets all the way down to the 40-yard line. Gain of about 13 on that play. As Sean scampered right through there on the option. Kept the ball and took it down to the Halifax 40-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10. First down and 10. Trojans really looking good here this afternoon so far. Bingaman flanked out wide on the far side. Barge and Wingert, the setbacks. And the slot on the far side is... Ronnie Barge taking around the right side and runs. He cannot get by number 12, Rumberger, and he brings them down at the 18 or 17-yard line as the Trojans are rambling now. Gosh. Yeah. Nope. Okay, Trojans all the way down to the 13-yard line, or the 18-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans on the 18. Barge picking himself up about 20 yards that time, I guess. Near side flanker this time is Jack Altland. Okay. See what they do. Back to pass goes Sean Hunter. Plenty of time over the middle. And it's complete to Altland, who is crossing in on a post pattern. He gets himself 6. Jack Altland puts the score up to 27-0 with Ron Barge's 4th extra point attempt coming up here right now. As the Trojans have certainly stunned Halifax here this afternoon. Running up a big one so far on Parents' Day here at Halifax. Score 27-0 nothing, and a good snap, good kick. I can't believe that. I cannot believe that. I cannot believe Ron Barge. I don't believe that is Ron Barge. That's got to be somebody else out there, huh? I mean, who is it? We got a ringer in here, folks. That cannot be Ronnie Barge. Ron Barge, we've seen try to kick against Williams Valley, against Juniata, against Newport, anybody, and was unable to do anything. And here Ron is 4 for 4. Tri-Valley, he could not get that extra point up against Tri-Valley, and I don't know, maybe it's JC back in the ball game now, you know, as his holder. And who knows, maybe that's the difference. I don't know, but Ron is kicking them high and deep and no problems at all. Puts 4 consecutive EPs on the board, and Trojans lead 28-0. 6:45 remains in the first half in a game that's going to see a lot of white shirts in there before today's over, the way it would appear. But we'll wait and see. Ronnie Barge set to kick off for the 5th time in the football game. Has it teed up, and it gets a kick, and his kickoffs are a little short as it bounds right at the 21-yard line. Take it at the 20 by Miller, and he's going to try to come up on the right side, and he is wrestled down back there by Chris Wolf. A whole bunch of guys. Wolf made the first hit. Mara's in there. Jack Altland was in there on the stop. So they stop him right at the 24-yard line. Run back of about 3 yards for Matt Miller. And they'll put it in play on the Trojan 24, 1st and 10. 6:30 remaining here in the first half. Steffen will flank out on the near side, and they send a flanker whose name escapes me out wide on the far side. And the handoff from Paulus, the 32, his big fullback, who gets maybe 1. As the big fullback there is able to get 1 short one. It'll be 2nd and 9. The ball short of the 25-yard line. Okay, 2nd down and 9. Ball just shy of the 24-yard line. Rodney Paul keeps it, now pitches it back to Noblet, who is met at about the 27, but finally drives ahead to nearly the 30-yard line. They're going to spot it up around the 30. It'll be short, of course, of a 1st down. It'll be 3rd down and about 4. As they spot it, let's see where, right on the 30-yard line. Yep. So it'll be 3rd and 4 from the 30-yard line. Halifax desperately needs a 1st down here to keep this score from getting truly ridiculous. It's Steffen flanked out on his side. Joe Cooper staring him right in the eye. Back to pass. He goes over the middle. It is complete to number 85, who has it at about the 35-yard line and takes it across the 45 to about the 47. So it was complete to number 85. It's a 1st down for the Trojans, or for the Wildcats rather, as they get on their own 47-yard line. 1st and 10. One of the few really good passes. 5 minutes. 5:30 remaining here in the first half. One of the few passes that Paul's been able to complete today so far. And it goes for a 1st down on his own 46-yard line. He's going to go back. He's going to try it again. He's looking for Steffen all the way this time. Joey Cooper is with them, and Steffen unable to bring the ball in as Cooper spun around there and almost made the interception. Joe was staring the ball in the face, and then Steffen, the ball did hit Steffen, but he was unable to control it, unable to bring it in. So it falls incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Yeah. We're on the wrong guy. Listen, we got too light down there to come through the route.
Okay. 2nd and 10. 2nd and 9. Yes, 2nd and 10. Steffen flanked out wide on the near side. In motion goes Noblet in the backfield, and keeping the ball is Paul, and he is hit after he gains about 2. Spins ahead for 2. He gets to about the 49-yard line. It'll be 3rd down. And I will say he got
number 33, Jim
3. It'll be 3rd down along 7.
8.
Okay, 3rd and 8 from the 49-yard line. Rodney Paul with the ball, goes back. He's looking to pass one over on the far side. He passes it actually behind Noblet. It was not his fault. Noblet was in the clear enough, defended over there by Danny Nestor, but pass was actually behind him. Noblet had no chance of catching that pass, so it goes fourth down. It'll be 4th and 7, punting situation, and back to punt is Steffen. He'll be punting from about his own 40-yard line as he steps into it, and he gets a good punt away. Nice high punt. And Jack Otland fumbles the ball. The ball is still loose, and it's going to be a first down for Halifax as they recovered that fumble right on the 24-yard line of the Trojans. There was a lot of indecision back there. It looked like Joe Cooper and Jack Otland were sort of looking at each other as to who was going to field the ball. Finally, Jack stepped up and tried to make the reception on the punt, but ball sort of hit off his knee, bounded ahead and was covered there by Halifax. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Halifax. Now the ball is just inside the Trojan 25-yard line. 4:07 remaining here in the first half. Trojans up 28-0. Rodney Paul with new life. Okay, he's got it on the keeper, pitches it back to Noblet. He's got himself about 5 as he goes out of bounds. Ronnie Barge knocks him out of bounds after he crosses the 20-yard line, gets down to about the 18. They'll spot it at about the 18. It'll be 2nd down and about 4. And now there's timeout called by Upper Dauphin. Trojans take timeout. So with the score, 28 and the Penn State getting killed. 28-3. Okay, the Trojans killing Halifax. 28-0. 3:56 remaining in the first half. Okay, following the Trojan timeout, 3:56 remaining here. Going to work are the Wildcats, and back to pass goes. He's got Noblet open, and Noblet is spun out of bounds at the 4. So that time Rodney Paul found Noblet almost all alone over here as he was looking to the left, threw back to Noblet on the near side of the field, and was finally knocked out of bounds, I think, by Barge or Wolf. I'm not sure. I didn't catch that. And there's an official timeout now as Noblet has a repair to be made to his uniform here somehow or another. Official helping him out down there. 1st and goal for Halifax. Of course, their best penetration of the day. It's
7 in the 4th quarter.
1st and goal now for Halifax. Ball on the Trojan 4-yard line. Coach Maskinnis hollering encouragement to the boys on this, what proves to be the first goal line stand of the Trojans this afternoon. Noblet has the ball. He goes around the outside, and tackle is missed there by Ronnie Barge, who had a shot at him at about the 4, but he spun away and goes in for the first touchdown of the afternoon for Halifax. And makes the score the Trojans 28 and the Halifax Wildcats 6. Going to try the extra point here now with 3:44 remaining. Halifax was able now to capitalize on that turnover the Trojans made at the fumble of the punt. They gave Halifax the ball on the Trojan 21-yard line. Going for 2 are the Trojans, and Ed Cooper is unable to defend against Noblet on that, or against Steffen on that side, so they get themselves 2 points. And makes the score of the Trojans 28 and the Halifax Wildcats 8. 3:44 remaining here in the first half. We'll be back with the Halifax kickoff just a second. Okay, Halifax getting set to kick off following their first touchdown of the ball game. We're kicking deep to Grimm. Jack. Okay, Joe. A little onside kick attempted here, picked up by number 40 of the Trojans right at his own 50-yard, right at the 50-yard line. And Dave Henninger for the Upper Dauphin Trojans hauled it in, and looked like he might have had a shot at going all the way with the darn thing. The Halifax trying to get back into this ball game, kicked the ball on an onside kick type of thing, and Trojans were able to cover it, run it back to the Halifax 40-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans on their own 40. Rob Mara is the flanker on the near side of the field this time. Chris Wolf's the tight end on this side. Or on the Halifax 40-yard line, rather. Pitches back to what you call on a reverse, and Mara's got it going around the other side. He's got one man to beat. He's in the loose, and he's into the 20, the 15-yard line, the 10, and Rob is down to about the 7-yard line, where he is fallen on by several of the Halifax Wildcats. And boy, that was a big gainer that time, as it went all the way from the 40 down to the 6, 34 yards on that play. Rob Mara taking a handoff from Ronnie Barge, who took the handoff from Sean Hunter. So the ball is put in play now, 1st and 10. We're Trojans knocking on the door again on the Halifax 6. Okay, good play. Barge and Winger are the setbacks in the backfield. In motion coming on this side is Rob Mara. Looking back on the other side and keeping the ball is Hunter, and he is spun down by some Miller, 61 or 62, something like that in there, made the stop on him. He might have gained a foot. It'll be 2nd and goal now from the 5. As he advanced the ball maybe a foot that time, did Sean Hunter on that keeper. Barge and Winger to setbacks. Again in there. This time Mara's in the slot on the right side. Mara goes in motion over on this side this time, and the handoff is to Joe Wingert up the middle, touchdown. Nobody was going to stop Joe. As somebody, Kenny Miller, and 61, I believe, in there for the Trojans. 51, make that Brad Smith. Opened up a nice hole. Ken Miller opened up a hole that time, right up the middle. And Wingert was able to go in for 6, raise the score to 34, and the hot toe of Ronnie Barge will go to work. Ron with the hot toe of hot toe fame. We'll see how he does. Jack Mateer again, his placement man, gets it down. Ronnie gets it up. No, good was it. Stiff wind blowing from the north, and Ron blew the ball just slightly to the right. And so he is not perfect for the day, but close enough, Ron. As score now stands at Oberndorfen 34, Halifax 8. We've got 2:39 remaining here in the first half of the football game. Trojans come back and got 6 quick ones following Halifax's recovery of that fumble punt last time, where they went in and got themselves 8. Trojans come back and get 6 of those back immediately. Big play that time being the reverse to Rob Mara that carried the ball from the Trojan 40-yard line all the way down to the, from the Halifax 40-yard line all the way down to the 6. 2 plays later, the Trojans are able to take it in for 6. So, good play. Ron Barge getting set to kick off now for the Trojans. He'll be kicking deep to Noblet, and it's not going to go to Noblet, though. It goes to the man on the other side of the field. I think that's Matt Miller, who's got it about the 20-yard line, and he's hit as he comes over the 25 to about the 26. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Halifax at their own 26-yard line. Denny Grimm makes a stop on that kickoff play that time. 1st and 10 it goes. Clock is running. 2:32, 2:31, whatever, remaining here in the first half. Halifax, of course, is faced with making all big plays now as they're really getting deeper and deeper involved here in the score. Back to pass goes Paul. He's looking all the way for Steffen, and it's incomplete. As the ball goes off Steffen's hands, could have been a catchable pass, I believe, as it just went right off the top of his fingertips. And the way Steffen looks, it looks like he thinks he probably should have had it also. Depending on the play, it was Joe Cooper. Yep. Joey Cooper, freshman backfield man this year. Now big fella, they put on Kevin Steffen. And back goes Paul. No, he doesn't. He hands it off to Noblet. He's got some running room as Jeff Noblet takes it all the way out here to about the 43, 44-yard line. Hunter and Cooper come up, have to make the stop on Noblet, but not until he had gained a good first down. Gets the ball out to the 44-yard line of Halifax, 1st and 10. 1:57 remaining, and the clock is running here in the first half. Noblet's their big yardage man, and he got a nice run that time. His pass is complete to Noblet. Flag on the play as Noblet takes the pass at about the 45 and gets ahead of maybe the 47, but there is two flags thrown in the backfield here. So we'll see one is laying at the 50-yard line, the other is laying at the Trojan 43-yard line. So we'll see. I think it's going to go against, wait a minute, no flag. No flag, two flags down, and there's no penalty? Okay. I don't know what kind of a call that was, but two officials made a mistake on the same play. A little hard to believe. 2nd down and 7. All right. Anyway, 2nd and 7. Not much gain on that last play. It was a desperation pass, really, as Paul was being pursued in the backfield by Joey Wingert. Finally got the pass off the Noblet wobbly pass, and Noblet caught and got about 3 on it. Okay, he still has the ball. Pitches back to Noblet this time, who's got a little more room. He goes out of bounds to the Trojan 44. It'll be a first down, I think, for the Trojans, as the ball is going to be spotted right about the Trojan 44, so it'll be first down for Halifax. 1st and 10.
Look at that spot.
Okay, 1st and 10, 45. I'll tell you.
Referees today have gotten more yardage than some of their backs.
1st and 10, ball on the 45. Back to pass is Paul. Then he's got Miller open, and Matt Miller catches the ball at the Trojan 25-yard line, or 30-yard line, goes down to the 25. First down now, and it looks like the Halifax Wildcats offense is coming to life here now as they get the ball down to the Trojan 24-yard line. Time remaining here, 1:06, and they call timeout. So with the score, Oberndorf at 34, Halifax 8, 1:06 remaining in the first half. We'll be back after the timeout. Okay, set to go following Halifax's timeout. They got 1:06 to work with here. Back to pass goes Paul. He is being rushed this time. Throws the ball up for grabs, and Noblet catches it and steps out of bounds. Pass is complete for a -4 yards. About 5 yards. He just threw the ball up in the air, straight up the air. Noblet was the only one around. Yeah, we can't cover those because the television we have here to try to cover some of these passes, it is so bright out here today now you can't hardly see the screen. So we're doing the best we can here, but some of these passes are ridiculous to try to cover. Nevertheless, that was complete for -4 yardage as they lost 4. It'll be 2nd down and 14. 59 seconds remaining as Noblet caught the pass and went right out of bounds. Back to pass is Paul again. Over the middle. He's looking for 85, and he's got him, and there's some interference going to be called on 42, Nestor. I think he was interfering with 32. However, the pass is complete to 85. It will probably go for a first down. Let's see how they rule this. The ball that is caught will go as a first down. They're talking to Halifax quarterback Rodney Paul. And it's going to be pass interference against the Trojans. Declined. It'll be a first down as the ball now is on the Oberndorf 8-yard line. And now the Trojan defense has got to really knuckle down here now as the Halifax offense, which is noted for being able to put some points on the board, put 38, I believe, against Millersburg, is roaring back here now. 1st and goal on the 8. He's looking for Steffen. He's got Cooper turned around the wrong way, and Steffen makes the reception. Coop that time just simply face guarding Steffen on the far side. Never turned around to see the ball coming. It just about hit Joe, but it went over his shoulder and into the arms of Kevin Steffen. And so Steffen has made his second big reception and caught the extra point last time. Now makes the touchdown, and the score is 14-34, Oberndorf and leading. Steffen flanks out wide on the right side as they'll go for 2 again here now. Cooper out there with Steffen on the far side. Back to pass goes Paul, but keeps the ball and comes up short as he drops the ball right at the goal line, does not go over, and so there's no extra point. No score remains. Upper Dolphin 34 and Halifax 14. 44 seconds remaining here in the first half. Okay, set to go following the second touchdown of this period for Halifax, as Noblet will kick the ball off, and he kicks it this time, and wait a minute, timeout, or wait a minute, hold everything. There's a flag thrown, as I think Halifax may have gone off sides on the kick. Appeared as though maybe the right end on Halifax's side was offside. I think they're going to bring this one back 5 yards. Tricky play here now. Yeah, maybe that was a fake up here now to get the onside kick next time. So we're going to see. Some of the Trojan receivers here now for the kick are talking to each other about the possibility of an onside kick. And, of course, they tried it last time, not successfully, but they might try it again here. Noblet again will do the kicking off for Halifax. And we'll see how this one goes. Still 44 seconds remaining as no time was run out. Yeah, kicks a grounder this time that's bounding around and taken by Jack. Cannot think of his last name. Anyway, he runs the ball back to about the 35-yard line. No.
Can't think of his name. Jack, who is that? Allen. Huh?
Yeah, Jack Allen.
I think it was.
Yep. Runs the ball back to the 36-yard line where the Trojans will put it first and 10. 36 seconds remaining in the first half. Trojans with a 34-14 lead. Time for about maybe one play. Flankers out on both sides. Mara is the near side flanker this time for the Trojans. And the pitch is back, and on a fake reverse this time, Ronnie Barge keeps it, and he's got himself about 4. He gets down near the 30 or the 40-yard line. Ron gets up a little slowly. That time was a fake reverse, and Barge kept the ball and got himself about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 now from the 35 or from the 40-yard line, and the half ends now with the Trojans in the lead, 34-14. We'll be back with the second half in just a moment.
The 5th, Friday night, that game is a 7:30 kickoff. October the 12th.
Okay, here's Coach Dave Kozier prancing along the sidelines as we get set to tee off the football here for the kickoff of football to begin the second half. Kozier encouraging his men to get in there and put some more points on the board as Ronnie Barge gets set to kick off. He does, and it's a short kick that bounds out at the 23 and is picked up at the 20 by Matt Miller, and he takes it all the way to the 35 to begin the second half. 1st and 10 for the Halifax Wildcats at their own 35-yard line. Run back of about 15 yards that time for Miller as he took the ball on the bounce at about his own 20. Brought it back to the 35 where they will put it in play 1st and 10. Yep. Stephan flanked out wide here on the right side. Had caught 2 big passes in the first half. Led to their scoring. And back to pass goes Rodney Paul. He's looking for Stephan. You know he's going to throw deep this time. The Noblet, and instead it's picked off by number 12, Sean Hunter, who carries it back for the Trojans on the very first play. Goes all the way back here to the 32-yard line. So it's a good turn of events here to start out the second half as the Trojans pick off that Rodney Paul pass and run it back all the way to the Halifax 32-yard line, we'll call it, 1st and 10. Score here would be deadly, says Cuppy. All right, flanked out wide on the right side is J.C. Mateer. And over the middle, the pitch is to Wolf, and it's complete. He's down inside the 20-yard line to about the 19. See where they spot it? Well, they're going to spot it right on the 20. It's a first down. Picked up 11 on that quick hitter over the middle to Chris Wolf. 1st and 10, Trojans on the Halifax 20. Early going of the third period. We've only played 1 minute and 3 seconds. And the Trojans are down in deep in Halifax territory. Pitch back this time to Ronnie Barge. See if he has a room around the right side. He doesn't. Tried to run around the short side of the field and ran into Ashbury there, number 61 for Halifax, who come up, made the stop right at the line of scrimmage. No gain, 2nd and 10. Well, he got bunched up. Looks like the whole play got a little bunched up here on the right side. And Ron didn't have anybody but the white shirts and black shirts ahead of him to try to run through, so he couldn't pick up anything on that play. Mateer flanked out wide on the right side. In the slot is Mara on this side. He's looking for Mateer, and he's got Jack hit down at the 10, inside the 10 to about the 9 or 8. Good pass and a good reception by Jack Mateer that time. I think that's Jack's first reception of the day. And it goes for a first down as he gets inside the 10. So it'll be 1st and goal on the 9. Yep, 1st and goal on the 9. Tell you how you can tell. Okay, 1st and goal on the 9-yard line. Sean Hunter hands off to Joey Wiggert, who rambles up through the thing again, right up the middle. Some good blocking once again in there by that Trojan line. Yeah, it didn't look like he was touched by much of anybody. Trojans go up now 40-14 as Joe rambles for his 2nd touchdown, I think, of the day. And Ron Barge, his foot's getting tired now. We blame the first 4 successful ones on his good practice and Jack Mateer holding. He missed the last extra point try. Oh, here's a high one. It comes back to Ron. See what Ron can do with it. He's escaping. He's going to pass it into the end zone. Incomplete. Okay, I hope we got that one covered. That was a scrambled mess, I'll tell you. That was a little tip from Jack Mateer back to Ronnie Barge. Barge tried to pass into the end zone, and Chris Wolf couldn't handle it, among other people. And it goes incomplete. Well, Ron says the heck with this kicking stuff. He's too good at that. He's got to try something different. Okay, Ron thinks that's too easy. He proved it. Yeah, he said, hey, this is getting sickening. Yeah. All right, score 40 for the Trojans, 14 for the Wildcats of Halifax. That scoring series there ate up 2 minutes and 2 seconds on the clock as we got 9:58 remaining. Yeah, about 3 or 4 plays, I think, to get in that time. And the Trojans lead now 40-14. Ronnie Barge has it teed up on the Trojan 40-yard line for the kickoff. Yeah. Legs are getting tired from all these kickoffs, I guess it is. Okay, here he comes. Okay, it is getting tired. He kicked this one down to the 35-yard line, or to the 40-yard line of Halifax, and Halifax brings it back up to the 46, and I think Rod's leg is wearing out, really. That must be it, yep. We figure Rod's leg has had it. Okay, he gets it back to the 46-yard line, where Halifax will put it in play in excellent field position on their own 46. First series this half after the kickoff from the Trojans ended up in a pass interception by Sean Hunter. So we'll see what they do this time. This time, instead, they give it to Riggle, who goes up the middle for about maybe 2. He gets down to about the 48-yard line, and it'll be 2nd and 8.
28, Penn State 3.
28-3. Bad showing.
Okay, 2nd on a long 7, we might call it. The ball's about the 48-yard line of Halifax. Stephan is flanked wide on this side this time, and Rodney Paul goes back looking as though to pass. He's looking for Stephan over the middle. No, not Stephan. It is number 12, Eric Ramberger, and Ramberger picks up 9 on that play, or rather about 7, I guess. It'll be 3rd and 1, as it was 2nd and 7, so it'll be 3rd and 1 now. Ball inside Trojan territory to the 45-yard line. Just shy of the 45. Flanked out wide on the far side this time is their big receiver, but Novlet's got the ball, and he's got the first down. He goes inside the 45 to about the 43, 42 maybe. Be a first down for Halifax at the Trojan 42. Pat Miller checks into the ball game now for Halifax, and out comes number 12. 8 minutes and 12 seconds remaining here in the third period. Stefan flanked out wide on the near side this time again. As Rodney Paul has it yet. Okay, pitches back to Noblet, and he is in trouble right at the line of scrimmage. No gain, maybe lost one. As good pursuit put on there by Grimm, Brad Smith, and Jim Tully hit on that stop also, helping out. Loss of 1, be second and 11. Ball now at the 43-yard line. Halifax really not able to do a whole lot this afternoon. Had a couple good plays. Back to pass goes Rodney Paul. He's got a lot of time. He's got the pass off, and it's complete to number 12. And boy, is he stopped by Kenny Bingaman. Makes the hit along with Denny Grimm. Ramberger caught that pass, and old Bingaman and Grimm nailed him. It's going to be a first down, though, as he was able to pick up 11 on that play. Hit the ball down to about the 32-yard line. Be first and 10 for Halifax on the Trojan 32. Kid did a good job that time, hanging on to that pass. Okay, flanked out wide again on the far side is Noblet, or is Stefan, but Riggle gets the call and gets maybe one as he gets down to about the 30-yard line. It'll be second and 9. Joey Wingert made the stop that time for the Trojans. Flankers are set out wide on both sides. Stefan on the far side of the field this time. And back to pass goes Rodney Paul, and he's got Noblet complete at the 20. Now spins around and goes backwards to about the 25. Noblet caught the ball up around the 20 and then elected to try to escape from several Trojan tacklers and ended up moving back about 3 yards. At any rate, it makes it 3rd and 4. The ball about the, well, right on the 25-yard line. Third and 4. This time, the only flanker is Stefan out on the near side of the field, and back to pass goes Paul. Flips it high into the air, intended for Noblet right at the 2. The ball is just slightly overthrown. Defending was Hunter on the play back there, along with Denny Grimm, but pass just slightly overthrown. Noblet was basically in the clear. He would have had that for 6 had it been a yard shorter. The pass, at any rate, goes incomplete. It's going to be 4th and a long 3. Ball on the 25. 5:36 remaining here in the third period. Stefan flanks out wide on the far side of the field. Big 4th down play coming up here for Halifax now. They hope to keep this drive alive. Noblet goes in motion on the right side, but back to pass goes Rodney Paul. He chucks one over the middle, and 12 is open. Drops the ball. Okay. Number 12, Ramberger, was the intended receiver, and he was unable to bring the ball in. He was in the clear at about the 3-yard line. Dropped the ball, so the ball goes over to the Trojans. 1st and 10 on the 25. So, Trojans will start out now from their own 25-yard line. 5:30 remaining in the football game. Bingaman flanked out wide on this side. Mateer flanked out wide on the far side. Back to pass goes Hunter. He's looking deep over here for Barnes, who catches the ball out of bounds. I think Ron might have caught it, but he was out of bounds as it was caught around the 50-yard line, but really the ball was thrown out of bounds. Ron had no chance to catch that one inbounds, so it'll be 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10.
Joe Wingert checks out of the lineup for the Trojans right now, and in the backfield goes looking deep under. Throws just slightly. See who that is over there. I'm not sure who that is. Was it? No, it's 80. I think it's 86 or 80. I don't know who that was. I don't know if it was Matier or who. Okay, that pass is incomplete. Third down and 10. Hunter sets him up in the backfield. He's going to pass again. He's got protection, but it's breaking down now as scrambling in there is several of the Halifax defenders, and the ball goes all the way back to the 15-yard line, where it'll be fourth down and about 20. Ball spotted now right on the 15. Be fourth and 20. Punting situation for the Trojans. Slight breeze blowing today across the field, really. Shouldn't affect the punt too much as Joe Cooper gets back to make one of the rare punts for the Trojans today. Good snap, a nice spiraling punt all the way out to the 44-yard line where Noblet has it. He's at midfield. He's at the Trojan 45, 40, 35. Spun out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. Jim Feldy finally makes the stop, knocks him out of bounds, and Jim is shaken up a little bit on the play. He gets up a little slowly. Looks like he might have got a little leg pull or whatever. But anyway, Noblet brings it all the way back to the 29. So it'll be first and 10 for Halifax on the Upper Dauphin 29. And Jim Feldy checks out of the football game. Now he looks like he's motoring pretty good. Might have got a bump on the leg or whatever. But at any rate, he goes out of the football game, and Halifax with new life. First and 10 on the Trojan 29. Stephan flanked out wide on the far side this time again. Paul hands off to Noblet, who tries to go over the right side. Gets about 2. Be second and 8. Shy of the 25, probably marked at about the 26-yard line. So it'll be second and 8.
Second down and 8.
Down 3 to 14. Yeah.
Okay, second and 8 from the 26. Hamburger is in the slot on this side this time, and back to pass goes Rodney Paul. He's got looking for Stephan deep. He's got Cooper turned around. This interference going to be called on Joe Cooper. No two ways about it, as Joe got himself all turned around out there and was just simply ran up over Stephan's back, really. So I'm sure this call is going to be come against Coop. But we'll see how they call it, how it goes here. Sure, it's going to be 15 and an automatic first down, which will take them, well, we'll see here once. Okay, it's going to go all the way down to about the 10. 1, 2, 3. Okay, down to the 13.5-yard line. Interference against Upper Dauphin. First down for Halifax. Again, in excellent field position now as they get themselves on the Trojan 13-yard line. 3:44 remaining in the third period. Trojans up 40 to 14. Stephan, the flanker on the far side this time, and a fumble in there, which I think is covered by Paul. He fell on it almost immediately. So it'll be second and 10 from the 13. Second and 10 from the 13. Rodney Paul splits out wide on the far side. Stephan, that is, splits out wide on the far side. 85 split out wide on this side. He's looking for 85. Passes over the middle, complete, and it is hit by Sean Hunter down at about the 1. It'll be a first down for the Halifax Wildcats on about the Trojan 1. First and goal. Nice pass that time by Rodney Paul. Hit number 85 right in the hands. and he carried it right down to the Trojan 1. First and goal on the 1. Okay, first down and goal. Flankers wide on both sides. Their big fullback, Regal, is in there, and Paul sneaks it over for a touchdown. Puts the 20th point on the board for Halifax now, makes the score 40-20. With their extra point try coming up here, Rodney Paul sneaks it over from 1. So the Trojans just perhaps laying back just a little bit with what was a 40-14 lead. Letting the Halifax offense take advantage of some good field position and get themselves in for 6. Attempt for 2 coming up here now. In motion goes 12 on the right side, and Paul's being rushed, but he has a man all wide open. 85 is all by himself in the backfield. And, Joe Cooper beat on the play the way it looks, as man was left totally uncovered in the end zone. So Halifax gets himself another 2-point conversion and makes the score with 2:38 remaining. The Trojans 40 and Halifax 22. Be right back with Halifax's kickoff in a second. Okay, Halifax getting set to kick off to the Trojans now, following their 3rd touchdown of the day. Noblet will be the kicker, and he gets a good kickoff. That's going to be received by Jack Baldwin at the 15, and he runs it back to about the 25. So, in fact, he gets out over the 25, so about the 27. The 1st and 10 Trojans on their own 27 now. 2:33, and the clock is now started here, remaining in the 3rd period. A lot of time left in this football game for both teams. Puts more points on the board, it would appear. Jack Mateer flanks out wide on the far side of the field. Joe Wingert back in the backfield for the Trojans now, as Sean Hunter goes to the air to Mateer, and Jack cannot catch it as he spins around at the Halifax 47-yard line. Jack is unable to make the reception, and it falls incomplete. He had man beat over there, but just couldn't hang on to the ball, so it'll be 2nd and 10. Ball to 27. Trojans don't want to get bogged down here again now, Cup. Can't keep doing that. Got to get out here and get a little more field position here. Official calls timeout to make an equipment adjustment over on the right side there. Well, we'll be set to go here in a moment. Okay, 2nd and 10 from the 27-yard line. Sean Hunter sets him up, gives it to Joe Wingert, first man through. He gets about 5 as he goes across the 30 to about the 32. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Well, make it 3rd and 6 as he gained only about 4.
You got more than
Okay, 3rd and a long 6. From about the 32. Looking for Mateer, and this time Jack is unable to hold it again, as that quick pop hit Jack right in the numbers at the 37-yard line. But Jack was unable to squeeze it, and so the ball's going to go over now, as the Trojans are unable to get anything going here in these last 2 series that they've had. It'll be 4th down and 6, punting situation, and back to punt for the Trojans, Joey Cooper. Cooper gets a good rush. The kick is partially blocked and taken by number 12 at the 45, and he may run it all the way back in, as Joe Cooper's the only man that can get him down on the 18-yard line, maybe 17. So look out now, folks, because the Wildcats here have got their act together. And we got 1:23 remaining in the third period, and they are down by 18. But they're looking here as though they're going to put the pressure on the Trojan defense again, as they're now on the 17-yard line. Scores 40-22. Rodney Paul pitches back this time to Nobble, who turns the corner. He's down at the 10 and out of bounds at about the 9. So it'll be a gain of about 7 or 8. Looks like it'll be 2nd and 2 as the ball is marked on the 9-yard line. So 2nd and 2, 2nd and 9 for a touchdown. Trojan defense now has got to wake up here, and Coach Maskinnis would like a timeout, and he'll get it as the Trojans call timeout with 1:06 remaining here in the third period. Upper Dauphin leading 40-22, and Halifax coming on. Second down and 2 from the 9-yard line. Rodney Paul back to pass, hands off to Noblet. He's got the first down as he swings around the wide side. He's going to go in for a touchdown. He does. Rodney Paul goes unimpeded all the way around the right side. A big sweep that killed the Trojans last week when they played Juniata. Rodney Paul goes around that right side without anybody touching him. Or rather, Noblet, I guess it was. But at any rate, he goes in for 6, makes his score 28-40, and they have been successful a couple times today on the 2-point extra point, which of course is what they'll go for here now, and they could close the gap to 10 points with a full period remaining. In fact, 59 seconds left in the third period. Gonna go for 2. Paul looking for Steffen, loops it over to Steffen, incomplete it falls. As that time, some good defensive move was put on by Joe Cooper. This time Joe did get his hand on it, made a good stop. So the extra point fails, but the score now is 28-40. The Trojans still with what ought to be a good lead, but we've got a whole period and 1 minute to play. 59 seconds, in fact, remaining in the third. So we'll be back with the Halifax kickoff in just a second. Okay, Noblet back to kickoff for Halifax. Gets a good deep kickoff back. Looks like it'll be Jack Otland taking it at the 5-10, 15-20, and he's in trouble at the 23-yard line as Jack gets bumped out of bounds at about the 23. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Back in familiar territory now as they put it in play on the 23, and they've done that the last 2 series. Haven't been able to do much at all with it against the Halifax defense, which seems to have toughened up here during the second half of this ball game. 50 seconds and counting now. The Trojans will get off a play or two before we switch ends of the field here. Joey Wingert, Ronnie Barge are in the backfield for the Trojans. Rob Mara is in the slot on the right side. Handoff is to Ron Barge. Second man through, and Ron is tackled for the loss of about 1. As he is tripped up back there by number 61. I think that was Ashbury. And he drops Barge for a loss of 1. It'll be 2nd and 11 as the ball is spotted now on the 21-yard line of the Trojans. 13 seconds remaining and counting. I don't know if we'll get this play off or not. We're down to 9. Perhaps we will. Jack Matera is flanked out wide on the near side this time. As in motion comes Mara on their side, and they waited too long, and the quarter ends. So no play will get off that way that time, and it'll be Upper Dauphin 40, Halifax 28. We got a big long third period remaining here now, or rather fourth period. So we'll be right back. Okay, 2nd down, 11 from the 21-yard line. Back to pass goes Sean Hunter. He's got good protection. He's got a long one, and he's got Jack Otland up there. ball incomplete. Jack, good pass, and almost had that ball at the Halifax 44-yard line. However, just slightly overthrown perhaps, and Jack was unable to bring it in. So it'll be 3rd down and 11 now. Boy, Sean really floated that ball out there nice that time, and Jack was almost able to run underneath it, but not quite. 3rd down and 11, another big play. Pingelman flanked out wide on the far side. Mara flanked out wide on the near side of the field this time on his 3rd and 11 play. Over the middle, it's complete almost to Ashbury of Halifax. As the pass apparently was intended for either Winger or Wolf. Both of them were in the area, but Ashbury almost picked that ball off. That would have been a disaster for sure. Got the Trojan, would have had the Trojans backed up in terrible position that time, but nevertheless goes incomplete. Danny Nestor checks into the backfield for the Trojans now on this punting situation, as Joe Cooper is back to punt. Gets a high pass, and Joe gets off a spiraling punt that's going to hit it about the 50. Make it the 49 where Noblet has it, and he spins away from one tackler but cannot get away from the second one, and he's hit at the Trojan 49-yard line. So that's good field position again for the Halifax Wildcats as they put it in play on the Trojan 48, I guess we'll call it. 1st and 10. On the Trojan 48. Now we are in the final period. You've got 11 minutes and 35 seconds remaining. The clock is running. Plenty of time. Trojans with what is getting to be now a very tenacious 12-point lead, 40-28. Stefford flanked out on the near side, and back to pass goes Rodney Paul. Passing over the middle, it's complete to Matt Miller at the Trojan 40-yard line. Pickup of about 8, so it'll be 2nd down and 2. Sonny Nestor and Chris Wolf make the stop.
2nd down and 2.
That time will be 2nd and 2. Ball right on the 40-yard line of the Trojans. Ball hands off to Noblet. He's got plenty as he gets over the 35 or the 25 rather. Gets out of bounds, knocked out by Chris Wolf at about the 23-yard line. So here comes Halifax. They are moving that football now. Wolf finally knocked him out at about the 23, but it's the 1st down for Halifax. And boy, they are moving now, showing a lot of offensive power right at the moment. Matt Miller checks into the ball game now for the Wildcats. Stephen flanks out wide on the near side, short side of the field. Everybody else in tight. In motion comes Noblet to this side, but the handoff is to Riggle. He gets up to about the 20 and picks up about 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. Gets it down right on the 20. Down and 8. Trojans at one point here enjoyed a 40-14 lead. They've seen that be cut in half. Now 40-28. In motion goes 12. Back to pass goes Rodney Paul. He's looking over the middle. He's got 41. Noblet complete. Inside the 5. He goes to about the 3-yard line. Over there to defend was Sean Hunter finally making the stop. Ronnie Barge over there along with Hunter to make the stop. Knock him out of bounds at about the 3. So look out now, folks, as Halifax is on the 3-yard line. 1st and goal to go. 10:03 remaining. The clock is stopped with the complete and out of bounds play. So, strange turn of events here. The Trojans looked like they were walking away with this one. Now they got their hands full as the Wildcats are roaring back. 1st and goal from the 3. Handoff is to their big fullback, and Riggle goes in for a touchdown, and that'll make the score the Trojans 40 and the Wildcats 34, with a extra point try coming up here as the big fullback Riggle dove over from the 3-yard line, sliced along his right tackle spot, and went in for the TD. So once again now, the Trojans faced here with coming up a little short as they have been stymied in the second half here, basically. Can't get anything going. Here's the 2-point extra point try for the Wildcats. Pitches back here to 41, and he'll go in. Cutting it right across the corner as he gets into Trojan territory for 2 in the extra point. And boy, we got a ball game now as the score with exactly 10 minutes remaining on the scoreboard is the Upper Norfolk Trojans 40. The Wildcats of Halifax 36. An awful lot of time for either team to do a lot here in this game, yet Trojans have got to get their offensive act together like they had in the first half. The Halifax is coming back with a vengeance. So we'll be right back with Halifax's kickoff in a second. Okay, Noblet set to kick off here. The Trojans need a really good run back on this kickoff attempt as Noblet kicks the ball, a slow spiraling kick. Going to be picked up by Jack Altland at the 15, the 20, the 25, and knocked down at about the 28-yard line is Jack Altland, and he is hurt on the play as Jack is injured over there and laid out. A low hit put on him by one of the Halifax defenders, and Jack is shaken up on the play. So there is an official injury timeout here right now as the ball is placed on the 28-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Trojans. And they'll have to go to work now, see what they can do, get some points on the scoreboard here now. We desperately need them.
41, he's 41. Jack Altland.
Altland is up on the other side now, and I believe Jack will be okay. Walking him back to the bench. He'll be all right, though. Okay. Kenny Bingaman flanked out wide on the near side. Sean Hunter gives the ball to... No, Sean keeps the ball and gets out over the 35 to about the 37. Good play that time. He had me faked out as Sean kept the ball on the option and picked up about 8. So, nice play that time by Sean Hunter, getting 8 big ones for the Trojans. It'll be 2nd down and 2, the ball on the 37. Mateer flanked out on the near side this time. Barge and Wingert in the backfield, and the pitch is to Wingert, who gets over the middle, and Joe rambles all the way across midfield down into Halifax territory at the 48. So now they went to the ground game now, did the Trojans, and it looks like it's making a lot of yardage as the Wingert just picked himself up about 12 yards on that ramble, and Joe, running with a lot of power that time, got inside Halifax territory to the 49. Bingaman flanked out wide on the near side again. Hunter with the ball, decides to keep it. He's got himself about 3 as he stretches out and down to around the 46-yard line. Kept the ball picked up along 2. We'll call it 2nd down and 8 as the ball is spotted on the 46-yard line. 8:31 remaining here in the football game now. Trojans hanging on to a precious 4-point lead. Mara is in the slot on the near side. Wingert and Barge in the backfield. Sean Hunter pitches back to Ronnie Barge, and Barge is hit initially right at the line of scrimmage. Scrambles ahead for a good yardage as Ron Barge gets out to about the 40-yard line. It'll be short of a 1st down, perhaps. They're going to have to measure, in fact. Good effort by Ron Barge that time. He was hit almost initially right about the line of scrimmage and then rambled ahead on the far side for about another 6 yards. It's going to be very close. You should be able to see this measurement this time. It's hard to call from here. It'll be darn close. Okay, it's going to be short, I guess, by an inch or 2. And it'll be 3rd down now and about 2 inches. So the Trojans have a very important drive going here now with 8:03 remaining in the football game. And the Trojans have a chance here to get themselves some new life at a 1st down if they can get 2 inches out of this play. Jack Mateer checks into the Trojan backfield with the play, presumably from one of the coaches on the far side, as Kenny Bingaman checks out. It'll be 3rd down and inches now for the Trojans. Wolf, Barge, Wingert, all in there for the Trojan in the backfield. Sean Hunter calls the play, waiting for the spot of the football, and the referee to put the thing back in play right now. Referee seems to be having some kind of problem with the ball. Okay, sets her down. I think we're ready to go. 8:03, clock is stopped. Now the clock begins to move. We're inside of 8 minutes now. Hunter set in the backfield, gives it to Wingert. Wingert's got more than enough as he plunges down to the 30-yard line. Joe really running, and they're going to have to stop Joe Wingert. Joe's not going to just be bumped and fall over. Joe continues to ramble after he's hit once, twice, 3 times. It goes all the way down to the 30-yard line, or darn near the 30-yard line. 1st and 10. Important drive here now for the Trojans. They picked up some good yardage on the ground this time. Sean keeping it on the ground. Flanked out on the near side is Bingaman. And Joey Wingert gets the call again, and Wingert drives for 7 or 8 more as he goes inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line. Another plunge of about 8, and they are moving some people around out there now. That offensive line of the Trojans doing a heck of a job and giving Joe some quick openings there that Wingert is able to lumber through. Jack Mateer now is going to flank out on the near side. Chris Wolf, the tight end, on the far side of the field. Barge and Wingert again, they're the setbacks, and now time is called as 64 for the Trojans. Has an equipment repair job. It's very brief, and we're ready to go again.
2nd down and 2.
Sean Hunter keeps the ball this time, and he keeps it and goes all the way, stretches out. It's down inside the 20 to about the 13. That'll be a 1st down for the Trojans once again now, as the Trojans are moving very well on the ground here against Halifax at this point. They're on the 17. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans. So this is just the kind of a series that we needed here now to run a little time off the clock, keep control of the football. Another official timeout, and Steffen has the problem with a strap. And so with 6:42 remaining, we have the official timeout here. Trojans hanging on to a 40-36 lead, 4-point lead. It was looking grim here a little bit ago, as Halifax was really on the move, but now the Trojans, I think, got their act together again here now, and looks like we could be in good position here to get ourselves 6 more. Flankers are wide on both sides this time, and over the middle goes Hunter, but there's a penalty called on the play. I think the Trojans might have jumped off sides. Looked like maybe it was Kenny Bingaman over on the far side. Called an illegal procedure, but I believe somebody in the Trojan backfield had moved prior to the snap, and so it's going to cost the Trojans 5 yards, move the ball back to the 22-yard line, make it 1st down and 15 from the 22-yard line now. Trojans didn't need that time. We'll tell whether that hurts or not. Jack Mateer flanks out wide on the far side. Slot back on that side is Robbie Barra. Okay, and keeper this time is to Sean Hunter again, and Sean gets about 2 or 3 as he goes inside the 20 to about the 18. Might have got 4 back. We'll call it 2nd down and 11. The ball now on the 19-yard line. 2nd and 19. This time, Bingaman flanks out. Well, no, wait a minute. No, they're not sure. Okay. Flanks out wide on the near side this time. Chris Wolf, the tight end, over on the far side. In the slot is Robbie Mara. Mara goes in motion on the right side. Pitches to Joe Wingert over there, and Joe's got some running room as Joe rambles inside the 10 to about the 9-yard line. It'll be close to a 1st down. Looks like it'll be 3rd and 1 as Joe picked up about 10 on that play. It's going to be 3rd down and maybe 2. Okay, they spot the ball actually on the 10, so it'll be 3rd and 2. Good run that time by Joey Wingert. Got a good opening again up the middle. That line is doing a heck of a job right now blocking for the run for Joe. They set up tight this time, Wingert and Barge, and back to pass goes Hunter, and he's got a man open in the end zone, and it's a touchdown. I think Robbie Mara, and it is. Rob Mara, I think, makes his 2nd touchdown of the day as he just floated out there on the flat on the right side, caught the ball at about the 2 and jumped into the end zone. So good job, Rob Mara. It was a big one for the Trojans now as they go up by 10, 36 or 46 to 36. There's 4:55 remaining in the football game. And Ronnie Barge will again attempt another extra point. We need one here, Ron. Jack Mature will do the holding. Good snap, good position. The kick is up, and it's good. All right,
Foot got arrested.
Yep, his foot got rested, and Ronnie Barge pops in the 47th point for the Trojans. So, with 4:55 remaining in the football game, now Trojans lead by 11, 47 to 36. We'll be right back with Ronnie Barge's kickoff in a second. Okay, Ronnie Barge back now, set to kick off. He'll have the whatever breeze there is now blowing sort of in his face. Here comes the kick. It is a limp one, taken at the 27-yard line by number 31. He rings it back to about the 37, 10-yard run back by Rothwell, I think they said, or whatever. Anyway, the ball gets spotted at the 38-yard line of Halifax. It'll be first and 10 for Wildcats at their own 38. 4:45 remaining in the football game. Halifax with the ball. They trail by 11. Okay, handoff is to Noblet. He's got some running room on this side. He's out over the 50 and into Trojan territory at the 46-yard line. Jeff Noblet with a heck of a nice run. Picks himself up about 15 yards on the very first play from scrimmage in that series here. Ball on the 46. First and 10. Good blocking that time by Halifax line, as there was virtually no Upper Dauphin defenders to stop Noblet at that time until he got 15 yards. So he gets into Trojan territory immediately at the Trojan 46-yard line. Stephen flanked out wide on the far side. Rodney Paul is the quarterback, and Paul hands it off to Noblet. He's got a lot of room again as he gets all the way down inside the 35 to, well, they're going to spot it at about the 36, actually. Picks up another first down the way it looks from here. Now they're going to have to measure. It's going to be close. It'll be very close. So once again now, Halifax is showing some real good offense as they're able to move the ball almost at will against the Trojans here in the second half. 4 minutes exactly remaining on the scoreboard clock. It's going to be close to a first down as the ball's down on the 37-yard line. It is a first down for the Halifax Wildcats. And so the Wildcats once again will be threatening here as they get to the Trojan 36, first and 10. 4 minutes remaining. That's enough time for anything to happen. Of course, now they got to score twice. Okay, back to pass. Goes Paul. He's looking for Stephen. Nice thrown up to his short man, Matt Miller. And the ball is actually overthrown. Chris Wolf was the defender over there on that play. A lot of pressure put on that time by Bob Feldy and Brad Smith for the Trojans. Put a lot of pressure on the passer, Rodney Paul that time. But it goes incomplete, so it'll be second down and 10. The ball still on the 36-yard line of the Trojans. Stops the clock, of course, with 3:51 remaining. Trojans 47, Halifax 36. Stephens flanked out wide on the far side this time as Rodney Paul goes back to pass. He's getting rushed by Feldy. Throws the ball up the air. No one's going to catch this one. And Feldy nails him back here. Jim Feldy taking charge, and a lot of commotion here. Now they're looking for a flag on Jim as he threw Rodney Paul down back at his own 45-yard line after he had gotten the pass off. But the referee is standing there, says no way. But Jim, with a good tackle, good pursuit, rode him down back at his own 45. He was able to get the pass off, but poorly, not even near anyone. Chris Wolf was defending out here, but even Chris couldn't get near that pass. And so the flanker is wide on this side this time, and Paul still with the ball, flips it back to Dobler. He's got a block, and he's got some running room. He goes outside here as number 78, I think, got blocked out of that play very nicely. Looks like, yeah, I don't know. I think it looked like Dudley got bumped out of a play that time very well by a Halifax blocker that time and sprung Noblett loose for a first down as they get it down inside the 25, in fact to the 21-yard line. First and 10, 3:38 remaining in the football game. Back to pass is Paul again. He's being pursued. He's got the pass off. Incomplete. Intended for number 12. Good defensive play out there by one of the Trojans, Ronnie Barge. I think it was. It was. Goes incomplete. Second down and 10. Ball now still on the 21-yard line. Clock is stopped. 3:32 remaining in the football game. Trojans up by 11. Flanker on the right side again is the big man, and he's looking for him. He's got it incomplete. Incomplete as the ball was thrown to Stefan, and he just went right through him. I don't know. Would have been much of a gain as he was almost laying down at the 15-yard line, but anyway, it was right through Stefan's arms. Brings up a 3rd and 10. Does stop the clock, but of course this is a big play now for Halifax. Stopping the clock isn't all they need. They need 10. 3rd and 10. The ball on the Trojan 21-yard line. Be a good time for one of the Trojans to pick one of these passes off. As back to pass goes, Rodney Paul throws it up for grabs. Joe Cooper has got to knock it down or intercept it. What is it? It is intercepted. No. Not a bounds, but gee, I don't know. Okay. I thought the ref, the way he was signaling, was going to call it caught and, what do you call it? Yeah, the end zone. No, not safety. Touchback. Yeah. Okay. Gee, I thought for sure Coop was going to catch that ball inbound, but he ruled it out of bounds. It was. Huh?
No. I couldn't see it on here. It was everything was fading out. So I was watching it. I could see it was out of bounds.
Yeah. Okay. Timeout is called by Halifax as it brings up a 4th and 10 situation from the Trojan 21. We'll be right back. Big play, the football game here. As far as the future of the Halifax offense is concerned, it's 4th and 10. Ball on the upper orphan, 21-yard line. They need this one bad. 3:21 is the time remaining. Back to pass goes Paul. He's got a man over and over to the other side. There it is. Caught for touchdown. I can't believe it. I cannot believe that one. As he caught that pass over Joe Cooper. Number 41, Noblett caught that pass. Joe Cooper was all over him. He was certainly over there. And he beat Joe in the end zone. Well, the big one for Halifax as they've got really new life again. The score now is 42-47. Trojans lead. They'll attempt their 2-point extra point, I'm sure. And, well, hard to believe, folks, as Halifax is right back in this with 3:14 remaining in the football game. Stefan flanked out wide on the right side this time. And he's looking for him, and up it goes, and this time it is caught. I can't believe it. It is caught over top of, is that Coop this time, I guess? Yep. Anyway, that time Stefan makes one heck of a circus catch. I hope we got that coming. Okay. It was tipped by Cooper over there, but then Stefan was able to haul it in. He's having one heck of a day today again. This big lad is doing what he's noted to do. He's their big top receiver down here, and he's been making some fine plays, some fine receptions. Okay, 3 minutes, 14 seconds remain in the football game. The Trojan 11-point lead is now down to 3 points as Halifax has come to within 3 with a score of 47 for the Trojans, 44 for Halifax. 3:14 remaining, so the Trojans have got to grind one out here now. They got to get some good field position and keep the ball for 3 minutes and 14 seconds. We've now scored 91 points in this football game, folks, and we're hanging on barely to a 3-point lead. 3:14 remaining as Noblett gets the ball teed up at his own 40-yard line, preparing to kick off now to the Trojans. Back deep for the Trojans, a single man this time is Denny Grimm. We got Noblett, terrible kick as he hits it again to number 40 over there, and that is a Henninger. I think that's Dave Henninger, who took the ball at his own 40 again on the attempted onside kick. And he gets it down to the Halifax 44. So two good jobs done that time by young Dave Henninger, as he was able to pick off that onside kick attempt again and run it back to the 44-yard line of Halifax. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans there. Now, big series of plays coming up here for Aberdeen. Clock is running with 3:10 remaining as Sean Hunter sets up the offense. Wingert and Barge are in the backfield. Mara comes in motion on this side. The handoff is to Joe Wingert. He's got 3 as he gets over the 45, just about into the, I think it's the 35-yard line. Or Mel, okay. How about the 40, would you believe? Okay, 2nd down. He picked up 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. Ball just slightly inside the 30 or the 40-yard line of Halifax. Mara's flanked out wide on the near side. Jack Mateer flanked out wide on the far side. This time it's a keeper by Hunter, and he's got some running room as he gets over and struggles across the 35 to about the 34. It'll be close to a 1st down, and that's what the Trojans need to do now, is grind this out. The ball is spotted on the 34-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and about 2 feet for a 1st down for the Trojans. 2:08 remaining in the football game, and the clock ticking away right now. 3rd down, we need this one bad. 3rd and less than 1. Okay, it's a big man Wingert. He's got himself about 4 as he goes inside the 30 to about the 29-yard line. Yep. Joe plunges. Yep, goes plunging through there down to about the 29-yard line of Halifax, where it's a 1st down for the Trojans. 1:50 remaining now. Trojans would appear as though they're set to put their 2nd victory of the season in the books today, but boy, it's not been easy. 1st and 10. Mara comes in motion this side, pitches to Barge on this side. He's got a little bit of running room as Ronnie almost turns the corner. Number 10 there hanging on to him really tight, trying to signal for timeout, which he finally does, as Ron picked up 5 that time, or 4, got the ball down to the 25-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and about 6 as timeout is called, and into the Trojan huddle comes one of their stellar coaches, Dave Kosher, one of the brain trust. Cubby says it's definitely one of the brain trust here at Aberdeen. Dave Kosher comes in and talks to the crew, so we'll be right back after this timeout. Okay, 2nd down and 6, the ball on the 25-yard line. Hunter hands off to Joe Wingert, who goes up the middle, and Joe is struggling ahead, and they're pushing and shoving, and he's going to get himself about 4 or 5 as Joe refuses to quit. Finally, he falls down over the 20, which would be very close to a 1st down. Now they spot it back a little bit. I think they're premature on the whistle that time, Cubby, as Joe kept moving. He was up and kept going. Anyway, I give Joe 4.
Guys were pushing him.
Yeah. Okay. Gave him about 4 or 5 that time as it gets down to 3rd and 1, and the ball on the 20-yard line. Hunter hands off this time to Ronnie Barge. He's got the 1st down and more as he goes inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line. Good run that time by Ronnie Barge. Helped along in there by that offensive line, which has really done the job today. Put a lot of points on the board. Mateer checks out. Bingaman checks in. 40 seconds remaining in the football game. The Trojans look like they're going to make their record 2 wins, 2 losses, and a tie. Even things up today here against Halifax. 28 seconds now. This could be the last play of the game as Ronnie Barge gets it. He's got a sweeper on the right side. He stays on his feet. He's going to go close to a touchdown. Where the heck is he? He's out about the 2, I guess.
Knocked out of bounds.
It's a 2 or 3, something like that. Yeah, Ron Barge made a good run that time, sweeping around the right side. The clock is set in motion. 17 seconds remaining here. Time for perhaps one play. 12, 11, 10, And the ball is on about the 3. Sean Hunter brings them up with 5 seconds remaining. I think we'll get this play off yet. Mara goes in motion to the right side. Joey Winger gets the ball. He goes in for a touchdown with no time remaining. No time remaining, and Ron Barge is immediately back there tying up his shoelace, getting ready to kick next extra point. So the final score is going to be somewhere around 53-44 as they put 97 points on the board here today, and I think this is probably one of the best offensive shows the Trojans have had in certainly recent memory, I believe. Point after is going to be attempted by Ron Barge, who has been very, very successful today. It's going to be out of the hole of a new holder, I believe, this time. We'll see if this makes any difference. Placement's down, kick is up, and it's good. All right. The first, I don't know who that was holding that time for him. I think it was Kenny Bingham. At any rate, the final score of the football game is the Trojans 54, the Halifax Wildcats 44. So congratulations to Coach Miskinnis and the coaching staff. The second victory of the year now for the Trojans. They go 2-2-1, and we'll be back next week with EJ's game at home in Eville. And until then, we say congratulations once again. Final score, Upper Dauphin 54, Halifax 44.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Upper Dauphin Trojan Football 84. Tonight, the Trojans have traveled to Millersburg.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Trojan Football 1986. This afternoon, the Trojans have traveled to Halifax, where they will take on the 4-0 Halifax Wildcats. The Trojans come into this afternoon's game with a record of 3 wins, no defeats, and 1 tie, having tied last week against Juniata at home 14-14. On the other hand, the Wildcats have had a perfect 4-0 season thus far, and this will probably be one of the strongest tests for both teams this afternoon. Last week saw the Trojans get a little bit more of a passing game as they opened up the offense a little bit against Juniata and just were simply unable to hang on, with Juniata scoring in the final 23 seconds of the ball game. So this should be a very exciting football game, very important football game for both schools, and we will be back with today's toss of the coin and the opening kickoff in just a second. Okay, now trying to get set up here. The Wildcats have won the toss and will elect to receive. And Danny Nestor was our co-captain, and this tape is going to bounce around, I think, because the coaches are going to be up here, and we'll see what happens here. We're set to go here in just a minute. Okay, Chung Pham. Tees are up out here now, and we'll be ready to go here in just a second. Okay, here we go, the opening kickoff. Pham will be kicking deep to Ramberger on the near side. Kansar and Ramberger. Here's the opening kickoff. Down here is going to be taken at the 7. And he gets out here to the 27-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 now for Halifax on their own 27-yard line. Stiff breeze blowing here into the face of the Halifax Wildcats right now as we put it in play. Breeze coming from the east, which could give us some showers here, I'm afraid. Looks very threatening now. It was brighter about 45 minutes before game time, but has certainly gotten darker right now. 1st and 10 now for Halifax on their own 27-yard line. Flanker out on the far side of the field. Handoff and trying to go up the middle is Kansar, and he doesn't go anywhere. Or rather, no, it wasn't Kansar. Let's see, it's 39. He gets maybe 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9. He gets out to the 29-yard line. 2nd and 10. Flanker right, slot right formation for Halifax. Motion to the left and trying to go up the middle again. You're going to get about maybe 2 or 3 out over the 30 to the 32-yard line.
Stop made by Schillinger. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
Sorry about that.
That's hip. Yeah. Okay. Should be back on. Should be back on. Third down and 7. Motion to the right side. Back to pass. And over the middle, he's got a man complete. And it's out here at the 45-yard line, just shy of the Halifax 45. The market at the 44. It'll be a first down, of course, for Halifax. And give them a first and 10 now. The wind is blowing, and so the camera is obviously going to be moving around a bit here. Ball spotted at the Halifax 44-yard line. Motion coming over here to the left. The handoff is a 31. He gets over the 45 to the 46-yard line. Gain of about 2. And it'll be second down and 8.
That number 86, Lynn Mace, brings up a second down and 8 for the Cats.
Second and 8. Ball resting now at the Halifax 47-yard line, we'll call it. Church, then Mike Kerwin in there. Center of that Trojan defensive line. We'll pick some of these other guys up. Concern right for the moment is the wind and the weather up here. Okay, flanker out on the near side of the field. Ramberger hands off up the middle. Big hole. He's got it. He gets all the way down here now to the Trojan 42-yard line. It'll be a first down for the Wildcats of Halifax. Good handoff that time, and up the middle he went. And picked up a good 13 yards, something like that. Down to the 41-yard line, they spot it. First and 10. Wildcats on the Trojan 41. Flanker out on the far side of the field this time now. Double slots in the backfield. Motion to this side. And 31's got it. He gets down to the 40. Gain of about 1. It'll be second down and, well, it picked up about 2. It'll be second and 8. Well, right now on the Trojan 40-yard line. Opening going in the first period here. We've played about 3.5 minutes. 8 minutes, 35 seconds remaining, and the clock is running. 83 flanks out on the near side of the field this time now for the Wildcats. Up the middle, trying to go and getting nowhere. Good stop made in there that time by a bunch of Trojans. Danny Nestor, Todd Reed, and Muth, and Lynn Mace. All in there on that play. No gain on that play. It'll be third down and 8. Third and 8 from the Trojan 40. Stiff breeze blowing up here now. E3 flanks out on the far side of the field this time now for the Wildcats. Big play here for the Trojans. Third down and 8. Motion right. Ramberger still got the ball. Back to pass. Good pursuit back there. Throwing down the middle. Incomplete. Break it up by Shelby Schaefer down here. Was intended for 83. Somebody, I'm not sure who, but Schaefer defending back there, and he was thrown into a stiff wind, and the wind could have held that ball up that time, as that breeze is really blowing. Fourth down. Low snap from center, but he does get the ball off, and the ball will get down here and bound around in Trojan territory. And it'll be blown dead at the 19-yard line. It'll be first and 10 now for the Trojans on their own 19. Coop will be the quarterback. Chung Pham will be in the backfield. We'll see if they pick up anybody else back there. Okay, Jack Allen, Pham, Nestor in the backfield. Run and shoot offense for the Trojans. Now we're double slot back offense. Flanker on the near side of the field. Up the middle goes Nestor, I believe. It was Danny Nestor. And he got about a long 3. It'll be second down and 7.
Defensive line for the Cats. Second down and 7.
Flankers out wide on both sides. Shelby Schaefer this side on the near side of the field. Lynn Mace on the far side. for the Trojan. Motion comes Pham this way. Fam's got the pitch, and Fam's got some running room as he gets out over the 30-yard line for a first down to about the 31. See where they spot it. Looks like it's going to be at about the 31-yard line. So Pham picks up about 7 or 8, 9 on the play. It'll be put in play at the 31-yard line. So first and 10 up at Dolphins. Mason Schaefer are the flankers. Mace on the far side of the field. Altland goes in motion to the left side this time. Jack's got the ball and tries to turn upfield, and he can. He gets back to close to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. There'll be no gain on that play. And it'll be second down and 10.
Somebody off the field.
Second and 10. Schaefer flanked out on this side, and this time Mason's in as a tight end on the far side of the field. In motion this way. Back to pass goes Cooper, looking downfield. He's got a long pass, and Eric Ramberger nearly intercepts it. Coop's pass was short. It looks like it was probably intended for Shelby Schaefer, but Eric Ramberger had the best shot at it, and he missed it. So it'll be third down and very definitely long 9 now, as the first pass attempt of the afternoon is incomplete. Joe was throwing with the wind that time, so a little short. We'll bring up a third and 9. Flankers out on both sides of the field this time. Shifting into the run-and-shoot backfield, as the Trojans are famous for. Back to pass goes Cooper. He fires it over this side, and the ball is overthrown. That pass was intended for Chung Pham, but Chung had no possible way of receiving that pass, and so it goes as an incompletion, and will bring up fourth down, and the Trojans will have to punt. And I'll tell you right now, if Cooper gets his toe into this punt, he ought to be able to kick it across the river from here. We have got a gale force wind blowing now. Sky actually brightened up just a little bit here now, but a lot of wind here. So Joe will be punting from his own 20-yard line. Good snap from center. And a good punt. Oh, my, what a punt. All the way back here where he drops it at about the 12. And now he brings it back up here to the 27-yard line, so it'll be first and 10 now. Great punt that time by Joe Cooper. Really rode the wind. A little bit of trouble handling the kick was the fellow from Halifax, but he rode it out to the 27, so it'll be first and 10, and that's approximately where they started, I believe, first time they had the ball. Flankers out on both sides of the field now. Handoff to 39, and Derek gets nowhere as he is knocked down right about the line of scrimmage. No gain. It'll be second down and, well, he gained 1. They're going to give him 1, so it'll be second down and 9. Mike Sherwin gives credit for that tackle. Good job that time by Mike and the defensive line of the Upper Dolphin Trojans. Moving up to a gain of 1. It'll be second down and 9. Wind, I imagine, is being picked up by the microphone here. It is really blowing. Handoff, nowhere, maybe 1 at the most. It'll be third down now. Gain of about 1. It'll be third and 8.
Stopped in there by number 86, Mace, and number 20, Shipman. Third down, 9.
Third down and a long 8. Maybe 3 flanks out wide on the far side of the field. Now I believe that man's name is Kinch. Ramberger at the quarterback spot. Sets him up. Third and 9. Handoff to the second man through. He's got about 3 or 4 as he goes out to the 33, 34-yard line. Law, that was. Got himself about 4, but it'll bring up fourth down and about 4. And so it'll be a punting situation once again for Halifax. And once again, they will be punting into a very stiff wind. Punt will occur at the 22-yard line. Not very deep. Hits at the Trojan 47 and bounds all the way down with a wildcat roll to the 34-yard line. So it'll be first and 10 there on the Trojan 34-yard line. So for 2 tries at offense for Halifax. They had to take 4 downs and punt. Trojans on their first attempt gained the first down and then had to punt the ball away. So the defense on both squads really playing tough here in the early going. Got 3 minutes and 27 seconds remaining here in the first period. Ends are in tight on both sides of the field this time. Motion to the right. Handoff is back here to Pham, and Pham's got himself a few as he picked his way out over the 30, or out of the 45. Stopped right at the 45-yard line. Good run that time by Pham. Picks up 5, and it'll be second down and 5. Otland checks out of the ball game now for the Trojans as Mark Sittlinger comes in as an end. Flanker on this side of the field. Lynn Mace on the far side of the field for Upper Dauphin. Motion to this side. Back to pass goes Cooper. Dumps one over the middle. He's got all kinds of protection. Danny Nestor. And Nestor gets the first down as he gets out over the 45 to about the 46-yard line. Will be a first down. Good screen pass that time right over the middle. First pass completion for the Trojans today. Gains them about 6 yards. It'll be first and 10 now. Trojans on the 46-yard line. This time Shelby Schaefer is a flanker on the near side of the field for Upper Dauphin. Trojans' best penetration now on their own 46-yard line. Pitch back over the far side. That's Mike Kerwin with it. Mike spins away from a couple and finally gets about 3 as he gets out near the midfield stripe. Good job that time by Mike Kerwin. Nearly tripped up several times, but finally was able to bring her in to the 49-yard line. It'll be second and 7. Gain of about 3 that time, and that play looked like it wasn't going to go much at all. Mike was pretty well trapped in the backfield. Spun loose. Schaefer on this side of the field now as a flanker. In motion comes Pham this side. Looking to pass. Back here it's Schaefer. Little screen out here. Shelby is tackled very, very nicely out here by Ramberger. Makes one heck of a good stop on Schaefer that time as he gained maybe a yard. Play was set up nicely over here, but he was unable to get any kind of yardage on that play. Gained 1, third down and 6. Pitch back this time to Chung, and Chung is going nowhere as he has dropped for about a 5-yard loss in the backfield, maybe a 4-yard loss. It'll be back to about the original line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 4th and 10. So another good defensive play that time by Halifax as they stock jump for about a 4-yard loss. And Coop will be punting again. This time he'll be punting from about his own 35-yard line. 40 seconds remaining here in the first period, no score. Good pass from center. Coop should have no problem with this one. He gets a good punt off, and it's going to be caught back at the 3. And he's going to bring out to the 10 and 15 and gets all the way out to the 25-yard line. So a good run back that time. A beautiful punt again by Coop. Sort of a line drive thing riding the wind. Goes all the way out to the 25. The first and 10 there for Halifax. 25 seconds remaining now in the first period. No score. Okay. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. I don't know if they'll get this play off or not, and then they'll be going with the wind the next time. Ramberger sets them up. 2 seconds left. Okay, and the time has expired. So there will be no run or no play remaining in the first period. And so at the end of a first period, no score. Halifax and Upper Dauphin will be Halifax's ball, first and 10 on their own 25-yard line. Okay, first and 10 now for the Wildcats on their own 25. They're moving now from left to right with the wind at their back. Flanker on the near side of the field. Back to pass goes Ramberger. He's looking down this way, and it's going to be intercepted by Shelby Schaefer. And Schaefer takes it back to the Halifax 37 or 37-yard line, I believe it'll be. So it'll be first and 10 for Upper Dauphin now with the intercept by Shelby Schaefer. And this, of course, will give them their best field penetration of the ball game back at the 37-yard line of the Wildcats. Lynn Mace checks out now as both Chung and Mark Sittlinger come into the ball game. Sittlinger flanked out on the near side, Shelby Schaefer on the far side. Trojans with the first turnover opportunity for the ball game. Motion this time comes Scotland, but I think the Trojans are going to be penalized for delay of the football game, and that's going to bring up a first and 15 and move the ball back to the 42-yard line. Delay is the call, so the Trojans took a little bit too much time getting that one together. Coop scouting over in the sidelines now for some instructions as to what do we run here in the first and 15. Cooper has a very, very strong wind to throw into or to contend with now at any rate. Okay, Pham and Altland in the slots in the backfield. Danny Nestor, the fullback. Altland comes in motion to the near side of the field. Back to pass goes Coop, passing into a wind. He's getting a good rush on. Coop looking downfield. No good. I think it might have been I think it may have been intended for Pham or Schaefer. It's sort of hard to tell. They're both in the area, but the ball fell incomplete. It'll be second and 15. So I really scrambled that time over to the right side. Get out of trouble. Good rush put on that time by a Halifax lineman. Everybody going out for a pass. Coop's got the ball. He's looking downfield. He's got room to run. Now he fires it. Oh, incomplete. I don't know if that ball was tipped or what, but 21 was the intended receiver, but the pass, Coop, I think, may have been wiser that time, perhaps to run the ball. He had a lot of green grass in front of him, but Coop dumps it off, and it goes incomplete. It'll be third and 15. Ball now, Trojans stalled out here at the Halifax 42-yard line following that Shelby Schaefer interception and the 5-yard delay of the game penalty. Set the Trojans back now, third down and 15. The wind continues to be strong, blowing into the face of the Trojans. Pass. He's down there and he's got it complete. Good job that time as it goes for a first down inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. So Jack Altland that time making a good reception that time and a good pass that time by Cooper. Throwing into the teeth of that wind. It's first and 10 Upper Dauphin on the Halifax 24-yard line. Good pass that time by Joe Cooper. Flankers out on wide on both sides of the field now as the Trojans set him up first and 10 on the Halifax 24. Motion is Pham going to the right. He's got the pitch back. And now here comes Pham. He's going to try to turn around this way, and Chung's got a lot of room. What a great play. Chung goes in from 23 yards out. Chung Pham, the first touchdown of the day for the Trojans, and the Trojans go up 6-0. There are no flags on the field, and so Chung Pham stopped on the right side, turns it around this side, and goes in from 23 yards out. Good job. We'll see now if the Trojans go to kick for the extra point. We got a kicker into the game last week. We'll see if they can elect to kick this extra point or what. Yes, they do. Mike Kerwin comes in. Joe Cooper will be the holder. And the toe of Mighty Mike will try to put on a 7th point here for Upper Dauphin. Snap is good. Kick is up. And the kick is good. So Mike Kerwin is 3 for 3 now. And a good job that time by Mike Kerwin. Good job, Chung Pham. Great catch out there by Jack Altland to set up the first down play at the 23-yard line. But now the Trojans lead 7-0. That score came with 11 minutes and 2 seconds remaining here in the first half. The Trojans up 7-0. We'll be back with Chung's kick in just a second. Okay, Chung Pham has it teed up at the Trojan 40-yard line now. Trojans lead 7-0. Here's the kick. Going to go down here and out of bounds. No, bouncing right at the 20-yard line, and now it's fumbled out of bounds, and we'll see who's got the ball here. Ooh, now a flag will be thrown, and it looks as though, well, I'm not sure what this will, not sure what the ruling is here. Okay, it's first down. I don't think there is a penalty. What do we see here? The ball is down at the 24-yard line. I think that's where it'll stay. No penalty. Okay, 1st and 10 now on the Halifax 24-yard line. Halifax has it. 11 minutes and 2 seconds remaining here. Remaining in the first half. Trojans up by 7-0. Flanker out wide on the far side of the field for Halifax. Motion to the right. Going to try to turn a corner over here. He gets out over the 30 to about the 32. Gain of about 7 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down and, say 4. Picked up about 6. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Shelby Schaefer. Pickup is good for 7. It brings up a 2nd down and 3 for the Cats.
Ball out now on the, spotted actually at the 30-yard line. Flanker out on the far side of the field now for Halifax. Up the middle he goes to the 32 or 3-yard line. It looks like it's going to be short of a first down by about a yard. So it'll be 3rd down and 1. Ball now on the Halifax 33-yard line. 3rd and 1. And Mace made to stop that time. Vince Mahoney in there in the center of that Trojan defensive line. Number 50, sneak up the middle, 1st down as he gets out over the 35 to about the 36-yard line. It'll be a 1st down for Halifax. 1st and 10. Trojan spotted back at the 35-yard line. Just ahead of the 35 a little bit. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Halifax 35-yard line. Flanker on the near side of the field now for Halifax. End in tight on the far side of the field. Motion to the right. And a good tackle made back there that time by number 86, Lynn Mace. Fine job that time as Gunter took the handoff and got tackled back at the 33-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 13. Great play that time defensively by Lynn Mace at his tight end position. Good job that time, Lynn Mace. 2nd down, 13. Ball back at the 32-yard line. Split in on the near side of the field this time for Halifax. Motion going over on the left, and Ramberger still has the ball. Passes over the middle. It's incomplete. Intended here for Miller, but goes incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 13. Coop was the defender on the play that time for the Upper Dauphin Trojans. The ball was thrown a little low, and Miller was unable to bring it in. 3rd and 13. 9-11 stops the clock, of course, with the incompletion. 9 minutes and 11 seconds remaining here in the first half. Same setup now as they have a flanker out wide on the near side of the field, man in the slot on this side of the field. 3rd down, we'll assume we're going to pass, and we'll stop back here and see what happens. Over on the far side, intended and nearly intercepted. It was intended for Lau out there, but boy, man with an interception possibility out there was 41, Jack Alwyn, and Jack nearly picked that pass off. So Halifax will be forced to punt now as it brings up a 4th and 13, and he will punt the ball from about his own 20-yard line. He has a strong wind at his back. Punt is coming over here, and it bounces right at the Trojan 38-yard line, 37, something like that. So the Trojans will get excellent field position now, as the ball is going to be spotted at the 38-yard line, 37. What do we see here? Third call the 38-yard line. 1st and 10, Upper Dauphin on their own 38. Lynn Mace checks out of the ball game now for the Trojans. Yeah, Mark Sittlinger is a flanker on the near side. Chung Pham flanks out wide on the far side of the field this time. Or no, it isn't Pham. Sorry about that. missed handoff that time. Cooper's got the ball, but wow, it could have been dangerous that time as the snap came up and popped up on Joe's chest as he pulled away from the center. So it'll be loss of about 1 maybe. It'll be second down and a very, very short 11. Snap was mishandled that time somehow or another as Joe pulled back. He pulled up with the ball and threw it up against his chest. Schaefer, the flanker on the far side of the field, not Pham, of course. Handoff this time. Oh, there was a hole there for Chung. The ball get back out to the original line of scrimmage and no more. It'll be third down and 10 now.
Pick up of about 1, it'll be third down and 10.
Flankers on both sides of the field now for Upper Dauphin, third and 10. Motion goes to the right side. Back to pass goes Cooper. He's standing in the pocket, fires it over the middle. Intended for Sittlinger, but it goes incomplete. And brings up fourth down and 10 now for the Trojans, and a little bit of rain starting to fly here now. Penalty here now as the rain starts to come down, and we're going to have to scramble here a little bit and get a little bit of weatherproofing up here on some of the equipment, I think.
Well, a 15-yard major penalty being stepped off against the Wildcats. We're running into the...
Going to bring the play down to the
Trojans retain possession on the
Halifax 48-yard line.
Now from the Halifax 48-yard line.
Pass over the middle. He's complete. And I'll be back as soon as I get some rain gear on here, and that's going to have to be it for the moment, folks. I'll let the camera on, but
The pickup is good for about 6 yards. It's second down and
I have to
4.
call the play maybe, but I got to get some rain stuff here. Up the middle, he's still got a couple yards as he gets up the middle for a few here now. Once again, I got to get the rain gear on here or we're going to be off the air.
Third down and 4 for the Trojans as we get back on the air here.
He's back on the far side. Pham gets away over the far side of the field now.
Pickup is good enough for a...
Good for a Trojan first down. Trojans driving now down to the 36 or 37-yard line.
As the rain continues to fall, first and 10 for the Trojans.
Okay, ball down here now to the 32 or 3-yard line, and still trying to fight the rain here, folks. So back here in a second.
Pickup is good for 2. It is a second down and 8 for the Trojans. Now from the Halifax 34-yard line.
got it, yes, on the far side. Now he runs into some trouble over there, and he's knocked down as Joe is unable to get the pass off. Loss of about 5. It'll be 3rd and 10 now. Back to pass, dumps it, complete, over here. And Shelby's got it, and he drives all the way down to the 27-yard line. Ashbury makes the stop for the Trojans, but I believe it's going to be short by about a yard or so, so it'll bring up a 4th down and about 2. 4th and 2 now for the Trojans. Timeout's going to be called by Upper Dolphin, and I'll give you a chance to do some stuff here, so I'll be right back. Okay, here comes a reverse to this side, and Altland's got it, and Jack's going to go around the left side. He's going to go in for a touchdown. No. Down at the 3, he goes out of bounds. Good job that time, Jack, on the reverse. Come all the way over here to the 3. It'll be a 1st down and goal to go now. 1st and goal on the Halifax 3. Spotted right at the 3. 1st and goal on the 3 now. 2:52 remaining here in the 1st half. Everybody in tight this time for the Trojans now. The rain begins again. Hand off to Chung Pham. Chung trying to pick his way in the end zone. He can't make it. Gets down maybe to the 2. It'll be something like that. It'll be 2nd and, well, let's see. Wrap it in here. It'll be about the 3. It'll be 2nd and goal. Trojans with an opportunity here to go up by 13 or 14. Flankers out on both sides of the field this time now. Pham, Nestor, Altland in the backfield. Standard backfield. Goal to go from the 2. Pham's got it. He's got the no. Down to the 1. Pham is down just short of the goal line. Very short. Nearly at the goal line he goes. It'll be 3rd down now. The Trojans struggle here to get this ball in. It'll be 3rd down, and it's on about the foot. Cooper should be able to sneak this ball in, one would think. Schaefer comes into the ball game now as a tight end for the Trojans. Flanker out on this side, Lynn Mace. Joe sneaks her in, touchdown. No? Can't be short. Can't be short. I guess it is. Going to bring up 4th down. This spot must be centimeters away from the goal line now. What a big play this will be. 4th down, the ball, it almost appears to be touching the goal line as you can see it from this angle. 4th down. What a big play for the Halifax defense. What a big play for the Trojan offense. And now Joe's going to have to call timeout as he isn't really sure what the coaching staff is calling. And, or else the play didn't get in, whatever. So, Coach Hain will come in and talk to him. Be right back. Okay, 4th down and goal from the 1 foot line. Chung Pham hurdles into the end zone for a touchdown. Good job. Chung Pham goes in from 1 foot out. And 1:21 remains here in the 1st half, and the Trojans up now 13-0. And immediately comes the toe of Kerwin. Mike Kerwin comes in to kick this all-important extra point here now. He'll be kicking out of the hold of Joe Cooper. Mike's been good, 3 for 3. See how this goes. Excellent snap, good placement. Kick is up, and the kick is good. And so it's 14-0. The Trojans lead with 1:21 remaining here in the 1st half. Trojans 14, and the Cats of Halifax, nothing. We'll be back with the Trojan kickoff here in a second. Okay, here comes Chung's kickoff. And he gets it down here to the 31. Fake reverse, and he's going to get tackled back here at the 24-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 now for Halifax on their own 24-yard line. They have 1 minute and 14 seconds remaining here in the first half to go to work. Trojans up 14-0. And Vikers out on the far side of the field this time now for Halifax. Up the middle and gaining about 2 as he gets out over the 25 to the 26-yard line. It'll be a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Pickup is good for 2. It's 2nd down and 8. Mike Kerwin making the stop there for the Trojans. Timeout call.
Wind has died down here. Now Halifax calls timeout. Be right back. 2nd down and 8 for Halifax here now following the timeout. Back to pass goes Ramberger. He's throwing long. He's got some men out here. It's incomplete. Ramberger's pass was intended for 31 Gonsler, but it goes incomplete, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 8 now. Schaefer and Cooper back defending for the Trojans that time. Be 3rd and 8. Here now for Halifax. Looking deep as Ramberger drops it short here now, and it goes out of bounds as the ball was caught. It's complete out at the 40 or 37-yard line. It is a 1st down. There are 18 seconds remaining, so time for a play or 2 here now yet for the Wildcats.
1st and 10 Halifax now from their own 37-yard line.
1st and 10. Wildcats at their own 37. Just about complete with the rain gear equipment up here now. So flank route wide on the far side of the field this time for Halifax. Motion goes to the right side. Ramberger hands it off, and he gets tripped up and gets out to the 35, and that is all. And 9 seconds, 8 seconds, and I think that's about, well, they're going to call timeout now with 6 seconds remaining. So Halifax will call timeout. 6 seconds remaining here in the first half. Trojans up 14-0. Be right back. Okay, we're setting off for probably the last play of the first half following the Halifax timeout here now. 6 seconds remain. Back to pass goes Ramberger. Pops it up over the middle here, and it is complete, and he goes out of bounds over here at the 42-yard line. However, there is no time left on the clock, and so the first half ends with the Trojans up by a score of 14-0. Excellent first half for the Trojans. And now we're set to go. The horn did not blow yet. Now there's an argument or discussion down here. The horn did not blow, and time is out. So that'll be it. Crowd very unhappy over here about that, as they thought perhaps there was 1 second or less than a second remaining. I don't know, but at any rate, the Trojans, at the end of the first half, lead here over Halifax, 14-0. We'll be back with the second half in just a second. Okay, we're about ready to go with the second half of play here this afternoon, and it is going to rain here very shortly, folks. It is going to pour. It isn't raining right now. We're going to try to hang in here as long as we can, but it is really, it's really coming from the east here. It's going to scatter a lot of people. It's real bright, nice and bright towards the south down there. But boy, is there rain coming up here. It is coming in here strong, and it'll be here in just a few minutes. So we'll see if we can get, it's going to chase a lot of this crowd, I'm sure. We'll see how much of this we can get in here, however. The Trojans will receive to begin the second half of play. They lead 14-0, and as I say, We'll hang with this as closely or for as long as we can. I don't know. It is definitely going to shower here in just a few moments. Coming from the east, don't look good. Okay. At any rate, ball is teed up at the 40-yard line. Be ready to go here in a moment.
Wildcats have set the kickoff for the Trojans.
There's the kick. Taken and pulled, or not fallen on, but anyway. Kick is going to be put in play at the 25-yard line, where one of the Trojans touched it, and he was down on one knee, and so it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Trojans on their own 25-yard line. Opening moments here of the 3rd period. Flanker out wide on both sides of the field now for the Trojans as we begin the 3rd period. Handoff up the middle. Nestor trying to get some yardage and can't. Gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. It'll be 2nd down and 9. It's a gain 1. 2nd and 9. Showers overspreading the area now from the east. They will be here in a moment, I'm telling you. Right now, everybody's watching the game. There's not a drop in the air, but we're moments away. Pitch back over here this time, and Halifax stops him as he tries to get back to the line of scrimmage and can't. That was Jack Altman. And Jack got back to the 25-yard line, and that's all. Loss of about 1, so it goes back to a 3rd and 10 situation. Trojans having a little rough time here getting it started.
Penn State 35, East Carolina 3.
Flankers out on both sides of the field now. Sittlinger flanks out wide on the near side of the field for the Trojans. In motion goes Pham to the right. Back to pass goes Cooper on a 3rd and 10. Cooper struggling, passes to the head. It's complete over here to Jack Altman, and Jack's got it for a 1st down as he gets out over the 35 to the 37-yard line, 38-yard line, something like that. It'll be 1st down and 10 for Upper Dauphin. Big 3rd down play that time, and Joe hit him. Jack out at the Upper Dauphin 37. Call it the 38, actually. The 1st and 10 now for Upper Dauphin at their own 38-yard line. Back to pass goes Coop. He's looking downfield, throwing downfield. He's got a man out there, and he's got the football. Shelby Schaefer catches the ball down at the Halifax 34-yard line. Great catch that time by Shelby Schaefer. Lebo had to make the stop for Halifax, but not until the Trojans had a big gainer that time as Joe looped that right into a pile of people, and he's got him down at the Halifax 34-yard line. 1st and 10 now for Upper Dauphin at the Halifax 34. Hand off to Pham. Pham tries to go over the left side here, but he has no room. Picks up maybe 1. Gets down to the 33-yard line, we'll call it. 2nd down and 10 now. Very short gain, almost no gain on that play. Flankers out on both sides of the field once again for the Trojans now as they face a 2nd and 10 situation. Pham goes in motion, and time called as the penalty flags fly all over the place here. And we'll see what this is all about, presumably against the Trojans. Illegal procedure. Okay, it'll be 2nd down and 15 now. The ball will get backed up to the 37-yard line. 2nd down and 15. Flankers out on both sides again here for the Trojans. On a 2nd and 15 play now. Like the pass goes Cooper. Good, plenty of time. Flips one up in the air. Intended over here to the sideline. It's out of bounds. Out of bounds it goes. Mike Kerwin and Shelby Schaefer over there to gather in that play. They were down there at about the 10, but it becomes a 3rd and 15 now for the Trojans as it falls incomplete. 3rd and 15. 8:52 remaining here in the third period. Showers have arrived here just lightly at the moment, but looks like it's going to rain the rest of the day. Back to pass goes Coop. He's looking, plenty of room over here. Passes downfield. He's got a man open, and he's got the ball down at the 10-yard line. Good catch that time by number 86. Lynn Mace brings that pass in, and they're down on the 11. So it'll be 1st and 10 from about the 11. First and 10, ball spotted on the 11-yard line now. Trojans up 14-0. Flankers out wide on both sides of the field once again here for Upper Dauphin. Coop with a fine pass that time. Bam goes in motion on the right side. Coop looking over that way. He's got a man open over the middle. It's intercepted in the end zone by Ramberger. And he'll run it back out to about the 15-yard line or so. So that time Coop's pass intended, I think, for Chung Pham. But Cooper picked it off. Ramberger picked it off and ran it out to the 15-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 now for Halifax on their own 15-yard line. Trojans were driving that time, and now they have that thing stopped at the 10. So it'll be 1st and 10 Halifax now on their own 15-yard line. Ramberger sets them up now. Trojan defense has to go to work. Motion over here to the right side. He's still got it. Pitches it back, and he is nailed at the 18, 19-yard line, something like that. Gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Reed and Cooper make the stop for the Trojans. 2nd and 6, ball now to 19. Motion over to the left side, handoff up the middle. He got maybe one or two as he gets out to about the 21-yard line. We'll see where they spot it. It'll be 3rd down and 3. 3rd and 3 now for the Wildcats. The ball spotted out at the 27-yard line. Rush put on him. Ramberger, his pass is complete. But number 42, Nestor, comes up and tackles it, but not until they spot it as a 1st down. The play went for about 5 yards or so. It'll be a 1st down at the Halifax 34-yard line. 24-yard line. 1st and 10 at the Halifax 24. Flanker out on the near side of the field this time. Pitch back and tripped up in the backfield very nicely by, I think, Mike Kerwin probably, or him or Lynn Mace. Anyway, picks him up back, tripped him up very nicely that time. Loss of about 1. It'll be 2nd down and 11. Showers beginning to fall here now. Ramberger still has it, rolling out here. Passes complete to a Trojan, and it looks like it's going to be Todd Reed. And Reed gets all the way down to the 20-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Upper Dauphin now on the Halifax 19, just inside the 20. So the Trojans getting the turnover here now as they turn one over to Halifax on Joe Cooper's interception. And now Ramberger fires one down to Todd Reed, and the Trojans take over. 1st and 10, just inside, ball just inside the 20-yard line. Pham goes in motion on the right side. And the handoff is a little screwy in the backfield here as that play was a busted play pretty much so as Joe and Jack. Or in fact, I don't think it was Alden. I'm not sure who it was, but anyway, it was a bad play. It went nowhere. So it'll be second down and about 12. Rain really starting to come down here now, as it looks like it will the rest of the day. The rest of the ball game, I think, will be played in the rain. Pitch, Pham on the far side. Chun's got some running room as he squirts through over there and gets all the way down to the 15-yard line. Gain of about 7 on the play. It'll be
Number 39, J.J.
third down and 5. And with a good run that time. 3rd and 5 now for Upper Dauphin. Ball spotted right on the 15-yard line. Flanker out wide on the far side. Cooper sends Pham back into the back. A pro set back here this time. Here comes the option out this way for Cooper. He pitches it back here. And turning the corner is 41 Jack Alden, but he loses about 2 or 3 on the play. So it'll bring up 4th down and about 7. 4th and 7 now. Trojans have the ball on the Halifax 17-yard line. Pass looking. Joe has a man open. Oh, just overthrew Jack Alden now. He was in the end zone. So the Wildcats will take over on downs now. Trojans unable to do anything with it again here now, as they had the ball 1st and 10 on the 19 and ended up turning the ball over on the 15. So net gain of about 4 yards in that series. Ball goes over to Halifax now. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats on their own 17-yard line. Handoff up the middle, plenty of room. Somebody gets all the way out here to the 35-yard line. 1st and 10, Scott Law that time. Shelby Shaver had to come up from his defensive back position to make the stop for the Trojans. Good 1st down play that time as he gained about 20 yards. And it'll be 1st and 10 now. Ball spotted at the Halifax 36. Or 36-yard line. Flanker out wide on the far side this time for Halifax. Back to pass he goes. He has a rough. He slips down, and he's going to be down. Back here at the 25-yard line as Ramberger slips. The grass is wet as the shower continues here. And the ball will go back down to the 25-yard line now. Loss of about 10 on the play. So it'll be 2nd down and 20 now.
Loss of 10 yards makes it 2nd down and 20.
Pass is bound to be slippery, as we do have a steady rain falling now. Very lightly, but steady. Up the middle, maybe got to the 27. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 18.
Number 34, Mike Kerwin for the Trojans. It's 3rd down. They call it 17.
Flanker out wide on the far side of the field now for Halifax. Motion comes this way. Ramberger still got the ball. He's looking. Passes it over to that side. It's complete. Out to the 30-yard line, but it'll be short by about 10 yards of a 1st down. So it'll be 4th down and 10. Ball will be on the 30-yard line. And the Trojans will get the ball back now. There is 50 seconds remaining here in the third period. 50 seconds to go in period number 3. Trojans up 14-0. Ooh, good rush, but a good punt. And it's going to come down here and take it up and off and roll as it rolls down to the 45-yard line. It'll be first and 10 for Upper Dauphin now on their own 45-yard line. "30 seconds remaining here in the third period."
First and 10 Trojans now from their own 45-yard line.
Flankers out wide on both sides of the field for Upper Dauphin. Up the middle goes Joe Cooper. He's got about 2. He gets out to maybe the 48-yard line. See where they spot it. Well, actually, he spots it out near the 50-yard line, so it'll be gain of about 5. It'll be second down and 5. And no time remains, so that ends the third period. So at the end of 3, the Trojans remain on top, 14-0. We'll be ready to go with the fourth period here in just a second. Hardly any change on the ball. As a matter of fact, they moved it about a foot or 2. The ball's right around midfield stripe, so we should be ready to go here momentarily. Trojans scored on a 23-yard scamper by Chung Pham, and on a 1-yard plunge by Chung Pham on the 4th and 1. 4th and goal for the 1.
Your parking lights are on.
Okay, set to go. Begin the fourth period in a light rain. Motion this side. Handoff up the middle and getting about 3 as Nestor gets into Halifax territory at the Halifax 48-yard line. Picked up about 2. It'll bring up third down and 3.
Pick up good for about a yard. Call it third down and 4.
Timeout now. Call momentarily here while we have a Halifax man equipment repair, and he's okay now. So it'll bring up third down and about 3. All in Halifax territory now. Trojans have had great field position twice in this period and have come away with nothing. Baldwin goes in motion. Baldwin's got the pitch over on the far side. Trying to turn the left side, and Jack stops over there and loses about 2 or 3 as Jack is simply unable to turn that left side.
Number 50.
And they might have picked up a Charlie horse in the process. So it'll be a timeout now, official timeout, while Jack is administered to, and we'll be right back. Okay, 10:59 now, and the clock moving here in the third period. Back to punt goes the Coop, and he punts a good one, and it's going to go all the way into the end zone, or out of the side, I should say, over there. No return on that play. Now going to mark it at the 26-yard line. It'll be first and 10. Halifax on their own 26. First and 10, Halifax on their own 26-yard line. Flanker out on the near side of the field now for Halifax, and one on the far side. Motion to this side. Ramberger hands off, and up the middle there's a fumble in there, and the Trojans have recovered. Trojans have recovered now on the 23-yard line of Halifax, so the Trojans getting the benefit of the turnovers but not being able to do much with it. So far as they've had the ball deep in Halifax territory twice this third period, and it'll be first and 10.
23-yard line.
We can do anything with it this time. First and 10 now. Flankers out on both sides of the field for the Trojans. Handoff to Jack Otland. Jack spins ahead, maybe back to the line of scrimmage, maybe lost one, second down. Looks like Jack got maybe a minus 1 yard that time. It'll be second and 11. The ball spotted back at the 23-yard line. Second down and 11. Flanker out on the near side of the field is Shelby Schaefer this time now. Motion comes Cooper back to pass. Screen set up nicely. And he gets in to about the 20-yard line. Not much gain on that play, as he might have gained about 3 or 4. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8.
Brings up a 3rd down and 8 for the Trojans.
The Trojan offense just sputtering here a little bit. Third period, and now in the early going here in the 4th period. 9 minutes remaining in the ball game. Coop sets him up. Looking over the middle, passing it a little bit behind. Let's see, who was that over there? Lynn Mace. Coop's pass was actually behind Lynn. Lynn had no chance of bringing that one in, so it'll be 4th down and 8 now. Trojans once again stalled down here deep in Halifax territory. Trojans could use an insurance TD here now. Big play. 3rd down and 8. Ball on the Halifax 22-yard line. Back to pass goes Cooper. Pass it over the middle, complete. Down at the 10-yard line. Good job that time as Cooper found Shelby Schaefer at the 10. Actually inside the 10. Looks like they'll spot it at the 9. So it'll be 1st and goal now from the 9 for Upper Dauphin. Fine play that time on 4th and 8. The Trojans pick up a 1st down at the Halifax 9. 1st and goal. Cooper with it. Turning around this side. Tucks it away now and goes down to the 3, I guess it is. So it'll be 2nd down and goal now from about the 4, they'll say. So we'll call it the 4-yard line. Scott Lau come up for it. Coop gained about 5 or so in that play. 2nd and goal from the 4. 8 minutes remaining in the ball game. Showers steady. Pouring down here on the boys. Handoff over on the far side. Dan Nestor has it. He's down to maybe the
stopped by number 60 Garrison Lebo. It's
3.
3rd down and goal.
3rd and goal now on the 3. Trojans penetrating ever so slowly here, but getting the job done. As we have 7.5 minutes remaining now. Trojans up by 14-0. Looking to put some more on the board here right now. Pitch back here to Pham. And he goes out of bounds. Where is he? Touchdown. Okay, touchdown is the sign. Chung Pham scores for the 2nd time today. So good job, Chung. And the Trojans up the lead down to 20-0. Score came with 7 minutes and 19 seconds remaining here in the 3rd period. Jack Altland over here being administered to by the Trojans.
Now to 20-0.
Jack Wirtz, and Trojans up their score here 20-0 in this very, very crucial Twin Valley and Tri-Valley League game. I was explained to today as who's in the Twin Valley, who's in Tri-Valley by Jerry Cooper. He said, hey, we're not in the NFL. We're not in the AFL. We're not in the AFL-CIO. He said, we're in the Twin Valley League and the Tri-Valley League. And so this is a game that really confused me, Coop, because I think this one counts in both. So at any rate, Trojans up now 20. 20-0, I think, is the score. And have the extra point try by Mike Lateau Kerwin. Out of the hold of Joe Cooper. Beautiful snap. Kick is up, and the kick is good. Oh, Kerwin really coming through now like a champ here for the Trojans on the extra point. So the Trojans lead now 21-0. 7 minutes, 19 seconds remaining, and we'll be ready with the Trojan kickoff in just 1 second. Okay, Chung Pham teeing it up here at the 40-yard line for the Trojans now, as Trojans have upped the score to 21-0 on Pham's 2nd TD of the ball game. And here comes the kick.
Pham's kick is away.
Not bad. Going to be taken right at the 8 or 9 yard line. And he's got it all the way out here to the 40-yard line, so quite a run back that time, about a 32-yard run back by Gonser as he gets the ball all the way back here to the 40-yard line, we'll say, just shy of the 40-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 now for Halifax at their own 40-yard line. Good run back that time by Gonser. Flankers out on the near side of the field for Halifax. Ramberger back to pass. He steps up into the pocket. He has the ball knocked out, but the ball is complete to 83. And Steve, somebody, Kitten or somebody, gets tackled out here by Gallagher. Or is that Kevin Laudenschlager, I mean. And there's a flag back here. Hold everything. There is a flag, and we're going to have holding against Halifax or pass interference, whatever. So this play is going to come back. It'll be, instead of a big gain down to the Trojan 35-yard line, the ball will be going back the other way. Eric Ramberger nearly stopped in the backfield, but then as he got the pass off, he made a great completion out here, but there was holding, and so it'll come back and bring the Cats all the way back to their own 24-yard line, where it'll be second down and 25 now, back at the Halifax 24. Handoff up the middle. Good. A lot of room here. Big run this time. Out to the 45-yard line as Scott Lowell picks up about 15 of those 20 yards, or 20 of them anyway. Out here to the 45-yard line, just shy. Be 3rd and 5 now. Actually 3rd and about 4. The ball's going to be spotted here at the 44-yard line of Halifax. So it'll be 3rd and a long 4. For the Wildcats. 6 minutes remaining in the football game. In motion goes 17 to the right. Back the pass goes Ramberger. He's looking. Throwing over the middle, incomplete. I don't know who it was intended for, but it's thrown out of bounds, so it goes incomplete. It'll be 4th and 5 now. Cats will, of course, have to go for it, as we're inside 6 minutes now remaining. Smith was the intended receiver, I believe, for the Halifax Wildcats that time. It'll be 4th and a very long 4. Handoff, and trying to come down this side is Walsh, and he doesn't make anything, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans now as he's knocked down at the 44-yard line. So the Trojans will take over at the Halifax 44-yard line. The Trojans will have 5 minutes and 46 seconds to run out here. They scored the last time they had a possession when Chung went over from about the 3 or 4-yard line. So we'll see how the Trojans elect to run this. Running the clock down now is about as important as getting a lot of yardage, so we'll see. Flankers out on both sides of the field this time now for the Trojans. Run and shoot offense, motion this side. Chung's got the ball, and he's got about 7 as he gets out to the 37-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 3. Good job that time by Chung, as he is running very well this week again here against the Halifax Wildcats. Chung is the slot man on the left side of the field. Altman in the slot on the right side. Nestor at the fullback. Chung comes in motion. Danny Nestor's got the call, and Dan's got a lot of yardage as he drives all the way down to the 30-yard line. Picks up 1st down for the Trojans as he gains about 7 or 8 on the play. And it'll be 1st and 10 up at Offutt now on the Halifax 30-yard line.
First and 10 now.
Crowd is diminishing quickly over here now as the rain continues to come down. Ball resting on the 30. Number 80, Winter, flanked out wide on the far side of the field for the Trojans. I think that young man is. The handoff again. And Nestor carries inside the 30 to the 27. Gain of 3. It'll be second down and 7. 4 minutes remaining here in the ball game. 4 minutes, and the clock is moving. Second and 7 now. Rainy day in Halifax. Big win for the Trojans. This time Mike Kerwin is set up in the backfield, and Mike's got the ball. Mike turns it upfield, gets himself down to the 20-yard line. Good run that time by Mike the Toe Kerwin. He picks himself up a few yards, and we have an injury on the play. Trojan injured on that play down here, and we'll have a official timeout for, looks like he got a head in the stomach or whatever. The wind knocked out of him, something like that. It'll bring up a 3rd and 1 as Mike picked up 6 big ones that time. 3rd down and 1. We'll be back after this injury timeout. Okay, set to go now. I think Wayne Stamen was the injured Trojan on that play, but he goes off and he looks like he's going to be okay. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1 now. Trojans have the ball on the Halifax 20-yard line. 3rd and 1. Motion goes Kerwin, and he's got the ball and may have a first down. It's going to be, no, as a matter of fact, he was. I'm sorry, I had the wrong line marker. Okay. Mike loses about 2. It'll be 4th and long 2. 2 minutes and 47 seconds remaining here in the ball game. The clock is running. Trojans in no apparent big hurry here to get these plays off now, as indeed they should not be. Just get enough time in here so we don't get a penalty. We would like a first down here, Joe. Joe's got it. Gives it to Kerwin. Kerwin dives ahead, but he won't have a first down, as the ball will go over now to Halifax, I would think, on the turnover. On downs, as the Trojans are stalled down at the Halifax 20. So it'll be first down and 10 now for Halifax as they take over on downs. They will have 2 minutes and 25 seconds to work with here. Trojans with a commanding 21-0 lead. Trojans have really put it together here today. Outstanding football game for UDA. Timeout is going to be called by UDA now in the rain here. So we'll be back after this timeout. Here's our score, 21-0 with 2:12 remaining on a rainy day in Halifax. Trojans have played an outstanding football game today. The Trojan defense doing a great job. The Trojan offense putting some points on the board. Mike Kerwin's toe putting the extra point on. And it is just, except for the weather, been a fine afternoon here now. Trojans winding it down, getting a few new faces into the ball game, and with the rain coming down, I must say I do not have my paper out, so we will not be able to tell you probably some of the ball players who are in here now, but nevertheless, Halifax puts it in play now. Ramberger runs it up the middle, gets about 2 or 3 yards, and gets out to the earth. No, it's Lucas now. Now Halifax has put in some new ball players also. They pick up about 3 out to the 25-yard line. The second down and 7. Test of the true strength of these ball clubs today, I think, and I believe it's obvious who has the strength right at the moment. Okay, in the backfield, yet with the ball is the quarterback. He hands off, but I'm not sure what happened to that handoff. At any rate, he might have gotten 1. Gets the ball out to the 25-yard line now, so it'll be
it's third down
and about 7. 1:17, and the Trojans and Halifax now are simply going through the motions of running this ball game out here now. But we will stay with it here, and of course have a moment now before the game is over to congratulate Coach Hain and the coaching staff who really did a job this time on Halifax. Here's a nice spin in the backfield, but he doesn't get any yardage out of it. Really fourth down, and there's 55 seconds remaining. A punting situation coming up here now, so for all intents and purposes, this game is over. Trojans with a fine mix of run and pass today. A couple good interceptions. Some nice punting from Joe Cooper. Some good running from all the backs, and just a nice job. So I think we can say we've got this one here in the bag. Now the ball is fumbled on the snap, and the Trojans may even add to this. I don't know where we're going to... The ball's still loose. Knocking it around back there. It's going to end up inside the Trojans'